co-host Ian, like literally, I just put together the last episode and posted that, and I was like, "Holy smokes, this guy took a rip like 15 times throughout this whole process." I almost wanted to put like a hit counter up for how many times.
Ding, 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 dong, infidels. So what you want? You get that money with that you flaunt. I said, where'd you get your information from, huh? You think that you could front one like the fuse comes, and we're back, infidels. He's getting in the saddle. He's got his bulletproof troop shirt on. MSG holding it down here at HMG, and the man hacker, he's back himself. The pirate of the High is back, infidels. Yeah, like the fuse. Yeah, man. It's crazy.
It's like 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Time to get high and review wrestling some more. Yeah, we're
back. Matt Riddle's in the house.
Right.
My man Silvio's in the house. And Hacker is backer, you guys. We had a great Friday locker room this morning. Ultra Kayfabe Declassified here at Ben Hamin and Hamin Media Group YouTube channels. And it's over on patreon.com/Hamin Media Group. New homes coming. Just got to pay the bills, kids. But we'll get there. But right now we're here, and there's no other place I'd rather be. Happy belated 420, belated 20th anniversary. Not belated right now, 20th anniversary of something that I share very dearly with my friends, and those are in the clique and our little nerd fucking love for it, fanboy love for Trailer Park Boys 20th anniversary. Sil, you sexyin'.
Talk too much. You don't let people get in punchlines. I was gonna make a joke, but you just kept going right over. Sorry, go ahead. Sil.
Rolling.
It's called the Piz Cliz, the Trailer Park Boys Cliz. But all I can say today is the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. This is our post 420 show. Light the Fuse. What an appropriate name for our show.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to celebrate that today, and we're going to talk some wrestling, and I'm pretty pumped up for that, boys. Look, I've got that them shoulders moving, head bobbing. We ready.
You look tougher already in that Blake Troop gear, man. No doubt. You look like you're ready to get down there Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style. MSG, I'm sorry I stepped on your punchlines. I apologize. I know how bad that hurts.
It's fine. It's fine. But you guys, of course, I'm your host on the scene where the air is clean, and I'm lighting up green. Your boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. This intro is brought to you by Road.com/The Roadcaster Pro. You can go ahead and pick yourself one up. Our sponsor for a full year. Roadcaster Pro. Your game up. Exactly.
That's right, man. We're having a good time with it. But still, you had a suggestion, and I know, if I can't get drunk, stoned, or high in here, smoke, then this whole fucking court case is going to hell, like the one did earlier this week. So I suggest we celebrate. You suggested we celebrate.
Of all people, me.
So let's get your head rights, you guys. I guess we're gonna do a post 420 revisit here because it was all business as soon as I got back, but I'm ready to go. I got that silver Haze Kush, man, so excited about it. What do you got?
I've got a little sativa candy over here.
Okay.
You now can get a medical card here in Florida, so Floridians listening, get your shit together. How deep are we going, boys?
Oh, dude, that's me.
24/7. So
yeah, I say we bomb atomically around here. Socrates.
Right, feel free to follow up with me later because this may ruin my entire day, but it's going to provide for a great podcast. Here we go.
Yeah, Lasky.
See, I always think about doing the edibles as well. I'm into the dabbing, so I don't want to get all intricate here and pull out the flame and freak people out and make the sound. But just be aware that I definitely dabbed before we started today. So I'm on that same level. And as we can see there in the background, the lovely Miss Genocide, the NWA star that she is.
She is a star.
Light the Fuse. We're back, guys. April 22nd, 2000. Oh, there she is. She's running in.
Yeah. Good to see you, Jay.
She'll be in the booth a little bit later. She just wanted to show her pretty face.
Hi, guys. I didn't know you started yet.
Yeah, we got it. We just got it going.
We're lighting the fuse, literally. Oh. It's the 420 edition of the show, so the boys are going deep.
It's
I
on.
like
We definitely lit.
422,
We definitely lit the fuse here
and it's
because
Earth Day. So
Jenna's
let's get
like at a
crazy.
100 on the hot meter right now. I'm so high
Really?
already. It's totally scaled up even further.
She said Jenna's 100 on the hot meter.
On the thank you guys.
She is.
Yeah.
No body slams for you today.
Well, perhaps.
No,
She'll
I
be
would-
joining us a little later today.
Nice. I don't post for the slam anyway, so she would have to sack a shit me up there. But she could do it. She's squatting enough. You guys give her a follow. Genocide on Instagram. See her Muay Thai workouts. See her squat workouts. Working on the rings. This girl's putting in all the effort to be the star that she should be. So definitely inspiring every day. I know I get some extra Stevie Richards fitness reps in after I watch some of her stuff. I throw on precision striking. I like to get my boxing on, and also a new channel. I think I might have shared with her, Sean Fagan's Muay Thai, a very good Muay
You've
Thai.
given that one to me. You got to give it to Jenna too.
Okay, yeah, no, it's very good, man. So,
Yo, I'm ready for a band new year myself over here, Briz.
nice. I like that, man.
I will say, as far as the different people I follow on social media, and I see who do gym, workouts, routines, exercises. She's the most consistent. That being Jenna, like she's
No doubt.
multiple times a day, every day.
And it's not vanity. I mean, she's beautiful, sexy to look at, muscular, but it's not like her stunting for some shit. It's roll tape and watch me do some fucking hard work. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude,
Well, I was gonna say, as Russo likes to point out, it's just about looking at the muscular form that someone comes in to be. Like you watch that progression of seeing someone like working out.
You can see it with her, definitely.
Oh yeah, I was like the other day. I was like, damn, Jenna's racking some abs now. She's got the washboard.
She's ready to rock, bro.
Yep, dropped about 30 pounds. What's cool? What I appreciate about Jenna, one of the many things, she doesn't like to be one of those thirst trap kind of girls online. Like we were at the beach the other day and we were taking a couple nice, cute couple photos and took some photos of her. And there was one where she looked pretty hot. She's definitely built well. And she's like, no, it shows too much. I'm not going to put that online.
Boom.
That's the kind of person she is.
Boom. I love it.
You guys hear the big news, by the way? The dream match?
No. With Jenna?
Tuesday night, we finally got the dream match.
Oh,
Jenna versus Camille Brickhouse.
Oh yeah,
It was dope.
It was great. Good, man.
It was very, very good.
I think I saw some stills, but that was about it. But, I'm looking forward to it, dude. I mean, that's what you're seeing is hard work paying off. Over preparation meeting opportunity at Rip Rogers 101, right?
That's right, man. It was a dead even contest. The first time anybody ever bumped Camille. Jenna walked her around in a slam. Like they just had a hoss fight. It was short and sweet, probably like 6-7 minute hoss fight. And Camille's destroyed everyone with the spear. It took her 2 spears to even get the advantage on Genocide. So I bet they'll be hooking up.
I don't even know if Jenna's looking for this, but what I see is beyond wrestling for her, bro. I see her as a movie star. Like she's gonna get a shot out of someone's gonna see her and want her for whatever the next Vikings thing is. I can see her being like the fact that show came and went. She would have been a star as one of those Shield maidens, some Xena, what's her name, Wonder Woman that they show all the Amazonian women. Dude, she's gonna get one of those. Forget about it. It's wrestling will be way back there. Even though I know that's what she's focused on, the money written on talent like her is undeniable. So
absolutely, man.
It's going to be so fun to watch that whole journey.
I can't break kayfabe too much and go into too much detail, but I will give our loyal listeners a nugget. Be prepared to see much more of Genocide on NWA Power. Hachata.
Good, man. Very good. And I now possibly versus Mickey James as we're going into the bloodbath, possibly versus Chelsea Green, possibly versus the Iconics. So there's going to be big opportunities to shine there. And, she's going to be, people are going to go, especially if she has a match with Mickey. Wow. Like that can make her to a whole nother level because she's ready for that. Mm-hmm. And then what Mickey can do with her will make Jenna look like top 5 in when the PWI tape trader masturbator lists come out, she'll be in the top 10. There'll be no doubt about it. So,
I mean, if I'm ever able to return to the fighting world, do you see us being able to pull off an Iconics-esque gimmick, you and I?
Absolutely. You and I can do anything together. There's no doubt about that.
So to catch that Jenna versus Camille Brickhouse match, you can go to fight.tv for the weekly NWA show. Soon to be Triller. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about Triller.
Yeah, Triller is apparently purchased Fight, and they are going to be transitioning over to that little piece of news. Not too much. We don't need to get into that. Just, business side of things. But yeah.
Well, we need to find contacts within there. That's just smart biz, is so we can help promote and, what we want to do to have the people that we know are great in this business and have that community pushing everybody forward. Because if they can get an extra 4,000 or 5,000 shout outs between Russo Brand and Hamin Media Group, they're going to fucking want that. That's free marketing, especially when you're kicking off there too. So let's make a success out of it.
We got them contacts, Briz.
Yeah,
got them contacts. Well, there you go. I know you had the Friday locker room. It returned, so I'm sure you went all over the major headlines. But one story I did have here was about Goldberg recalling meeting Big E. I don't know if you reviewed this on the locker room.
No, we didn't. We didn't talk this, so please.
Okay, so Goldberg recalls meeting Big E during his WCW run. Goldberg joined the bump Wednesday morning. I don't need to go into all the plugs there, but he said, let's be perfectly honest, in a different era of Goldberg, he could match up. I don't know why he's talking in third person. Goldberg could match up against anybody, Goldberg said. The question is, this era of Goldberg, could he match up with people and have it be interesting? I think the answer is absolutely yes. I think Big E could bring some stuff out of me. I would want to just make Big E proud of me. And he goes on to tell a story that his first ever encounter with Big E was when he was a kid, that being Big E. He says, Big E and I, the only match I was ever late for or missed in the history of WCW. So I called in and told him I couldn't catch the plane because I was at a signing and I had to stay until everyone was taken care of. And Big E was one of those kids that I stayed for. So he said, I'll never forget his face. I'll never forget that day. And the fact that I made a positive impression on somebody like that who's been so successful at what they do. It's an honor and privilege for me. So, getting in the ring with him would be a different situation. But for me, it'd be really cool in its own way. So that was a cool little story that Goldberg stayed for a signing all the way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And 21 years later, he's now in the same locker room as that kid, that man, that boss. That is Big E. What do you think Big E looked as a child? Do you think that's why Goldberg couldn't forget him? He was like, damn, that kid's going to be a wrestler.
I think he's one of those kids too. Like, I don't know, maybe he was like
he definitely has a character type face.
Yeah, that's the thing. He does have a character, but he also has a natural energy that you're drawn to. So I bet that is probably the impression that sticks with you more than somebody's face, you know what I mean? And maybe the exchange they had, but that's a great story of you never know when you meet these larger than life characters of what it's going to do to you. The same was when Andre the Giant stood next to my father and my life was changed forever. So those interactions are the most important thing into bringing more people into this carny business.
Opposite. They can also be the opposite.
They can be. They absolutely can be that, man.
Meet Ben Hamin and you find out that you don't want to hang out with Seth Green, even though you
want to have scary moments. Yeah, you want to. The fear is awesome. Holy shit, that fucked me up for a long time. I get that.
5-year-old kid meeting Seth Green at the Wendy's. I was like, man, it'd be cool to meet when I get older. I meet Ben. Ben's like, don't hang out with Seth Green.
yeah, fuck. Not a good look.
You don't hang out with him.
You're still young and pretty. They'll do all kinds of things to you.
But yeah, you'll get me too in a heartbeat, bro.
Oh,
yeah, that's good stuff, man, all the way around. And I didn't see that. I would have liked to have read that on the locker room for a little more up story, as we had to cover, everything on the darker side. And then even yesterday on Next Level, we talked about the court ruling and everything on that. So that lifted my spirits. I'm glad. And we're going to lift our spirits along throughout this show.
And one more wrestling related question, just because I think this is a fun topic that I've seen people discussing online. There is a little bit of rumbling within the IWC on who potentially John Cena's last big storyline could come with feud. And the consensus I've been seeing is everybody thinks it should be John Cena and Karrion Kross. So, Mr. Silvio, would you be excited to see a John Cena and Killer Kross? And could that be, maybe the last big superstar John Cena could put over before he makes his transition now full-time into Hollywood?
No.
Oh,
Karrion Kross has not been established enough yet. He's a great talent. I'd book Karrion all day and I'd push him to the top of my card.
Let's stop calling him Karrion Kross, please.
Whatever. I would match if Cena's gonna have a last go round. I think there's only two, maybe three suitable candidates. Number one on the list would be Roman Reigns, just to officially solidify him as the guy. Number two on this would be either Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley. But I think Roman gets the nod there. A great program. If they took a year to build it, like they did for The Rock against Cena, that once-in-a-lifetime match that happened again the next year. But that build was great. It was a whole year. If they did that, John Cena's last stand, and it's him, they get to that Mania match, that shit's going to be hot. He puts Roman over. Everybody's happy.
I mean, would you like to see OVW one more time, Lashley, Cena again, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, that's the match, because the other match is The Rock versus
Roman.
Tribal Roman, yes. Bios.
You are my tribal chief.
And you can't, you got to have that pass of the torch within their family. And I would double main event it, and I would have Lashley versus Cena. That's, Cena comes back gassed out of his mind. Can he the whole Hogan, can he break the fucking Master Lock story? And that shit is believable because of the muscle mass and what you want to see there. So I think that's where the money is. Drew versus Cena in a baby torch pass thing isn't going to work as well, I don't think. So, because you want to like both of those guys. And in fact, you can find something else for Drew. I don't need to mix them in there. But yeah, there's money on both those. Killer Cross, like Sil said, is great, but he's not, established to that level yet. So could he get one good match out of him? Yeah, but he's not there's a long way. You're just jumping up 4 rungs on the ladder in the build story of what his career is.
I mean, but couldn't the argument be made like WWE has done that in the past? Take a guy like a Fandango. His first match was at WrestleMania against Chris Jericho, right? Where he had Jericho kind of help give him the rope. Obviously, that did.
I completely forgot that until you mentioned it right now.
Long term, obviously, they didn't do writing well enough for Fandango. But the overall, his entrance, I mean, it was huge. His music was a huge thing. I was listening to somebody else talking about the song the other day. I think it was an old episode of Russo brand from like Castrated the Marks or something like that. And I think they were talking about how he used to come out to that song, how it used to be a popular song. And then, of course, the bell rang, as you like to say.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to shit. I was just about to say that.
I'm just saying, then the bell rang and they really didn't do anything for him.
Oh, well, then the bell rang means you're fucking rotten, because that's what I do. I'm rotten. So what do? I get over in my entrance. He got over his entrance, but he's also an Adonis and can go. I had to get better out of necessity of not having bodyguards around me as much anymore. So that's just me having to really apply the craft that I learned. But Fandango, that was what it was all about, getting over in your entrance and the entertainment of what that was. And yeah, they shit on it, but it's all right to put a guy over there, but you're talking main event of Mania and a torch pass and solidification of a Mount Rushmore level of having your name in the books is all.
Okay.
Matt, if they were to give Cross from this day forward, if they were to have him beat everyone, every match, then it's possible by next WrestleMania he could be established enough, but I think it would take about 2 years to.
He's not going to beat Nia. He can't beat Nia straight up.
All right, real talk on the 420 Like the Fuse edition. If you and Nia threw hands, or it's in a sport like situation. There's
you want gloves on like a boxing match.
Let's say MMA rules.
Okay.
The W.
I could take her. I'm way faster and more brutal than her. But if she fucking got me against the fucking side of the cage, I bet she could do some fucking hurt elephants damage, bro, if she needed to. Like,
if she gave you that Becky Lynch nose punch.
Yeah, dude. I bet she punches hard as a motherfucker, dude. But when she hits you with the girthquake, I mean, that could be your fucking leg gets snapped right there. But I think this is me saying it, I think my cardio is better than hers, and I can gas her out no problem. And she's going to be scared of getting hit with the full power that I can hit with. And her head is massive, so that's an easy target for to lay some leather on.
Maybe we could see that coming up here on Triller. All right, Maddie.
Maybe
Question to you. Same situation. There are rules. There are referees. Would you take on Jenna Van Muscles, and what would your predicted outcome be?
No comment. No, I probably would not do that. I probably would not take on Jenna Van Muscles because, I mean, I could tell you she would destroy me before the match even started. So, I mean, if you want to set up maybe a Jake Paul type Ben Askren situation where I take the knockout for the cash, yeah, I'll totally do that. But like other than that, I don't.
This is just straight up shoot fights, and you can't pussy out. Can you beat Jenna Van Muscles?
No, probably not.
Dude, I don't think you can either. I'm not shitting on it. That's how good her Muay Thai is.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think so.
And she probably got 30 pounds of muscle on.
I was also going to say, like, I mean, in fairness, like, you know, I'm not there in person, but I'm assuming Jenna's probably in the height range of somewhere between 5'8" to 6 foot, something like that. So, like, that's probably about the same height range as me. So not only same height, she's then got all that muscle. No, I'd get fucked up.
I would rather fight Jenna in a Muay Thai, like fucking kickboxing thing. I think that's a better match. I mean, me versus Nia in a sumo spectacular is going to be fucking great too.
That's an attraction right there.
That's money. There's big money there. But for me, just wanting to fucking pretend I'm a real Muay Thai fighter, I want to fight Jenna.
Dude, if Nia ever hits the indies, I will do whatever I have to do to make that mixed rules match happen.
Let's fucking do it. I'll even wear sumo shit if you want me to.
Nope, you just be Hamin. We're gonna take this shit seriously. I'll book it in Florida.
Do we do a big like romance kiss spot at the end? Like it goes from like hardcore fight into like hardcore making out, or no?
I could see that.
I'll do. You know, I'm down for whatever.
Do you do me?
Who did the makeout spot, the kiss spot in wrestling? It was like sometime within the last year. It was one of my buddies on the Indies, White Mike. Look this shit up on YouTube. I can't remember the team he was fighting, but they got to that point where they were all in each other's face, and White Mike starts taking his singlet top down. The other guy starts taking his singlet top down. They're at each other's face. One peck. Then they almost go into a makeout, and the other partners come in. It's ridiculous.
I mean, we could go for it. There'd be a pie, or throw a pie or something in the ring. We'll get all kinds of crazy with it. Oh man, I saw though. How was Mike Tyson while I was away? Because I almost got high. I was like, wasn't Mike Tyson supposed to be on this show? And then I was like, fuck, I know I missed a week now. So that's how fucked over I was.
Go ahead, buddy. What'd you think?
So, I mean, Mike Tyson was on the show last week, and we did talk about it a little bit, but I thought he did well for what they did as far as him being the enforcer for the match and whatnot.
Yeah.
I thought he played his role right, and then, you know, he got a knockout punch in on somebody. So, I mean, you can't complain there.
All right, cool.
Tyson did great, and he had a hell of a punch to Cash Wheeler.
Yep.
The only thing I would have changed about it is I would have done Hamin's favorite spot. After the punch, I would have had Tyson go up top and do a version of the frog splash, and then I would have wrapped the segment with that.
Well, yeah. Like I think I would have gone shooting star press for Tyson. Let's go up a notch and fucking really take. Stevie had brought this up, and I wasn't even thinking this, but here's a fucking awesome possible build. See what you think about this. Samoa Joe is fucking gone now, right? And you got all the fucking meme shit from him, from MJF being security
back in the day, man.
Ribs. What if Samoa Joe is on the fucking hunt for MJF, and that's MJF's talking all this shit about Jericho, and then something happened, and like he's just so paranoid. You could play, dude. Imagine 16 weeks we could get out of that game, still, of Samoa Joe on the hunt for MJF, and great fucking stuff until it ends in their first Hell in a Cell match.
Or it ends in the swerve and Joe joins MJF, right? No one would see that.
I think the payoff's way better. Like fucking MJF on the chicken shit it would be phenomenal, dude. And it would be all character based, and fucking it would give Joe time to get in shape to do one payoff match.
put the Pinnacle over in that blood and guts match, and then there's like a violent moment at the end where MJF's about to do something dastardly, maybe like the Tully Magnum. He's got like a piece of a broken chair, and all of a sudden the fucking music hits, and there's fucking Joe. Max is climbing out of the cage through the crowd. We could have a hot build right off of that, baby.
I think so. Would you even let Joe see? Is this bad or not? Because this is me wanting spectacle and sometimes wrong Vince McMahon booking that feels right versus what we know Southern style and what shouldn't happen for long-term business. Joe shouldn't get his hands on him. He should escape. You build until he finally does. That's the right way. But do you have Joe come in there, stop that, grab MJF, run him fucking pillar to post, to pillar to fucking bong, 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 to fuck him up enough that he then like is on the cell to escape? Like Joe's going, something has to happen to Joe, whether the rest of the Pinnacle comes in to get on him, and MJF escapes and is terrified of what Joe's going to fucking do to him. Is it better to fucking pay? It's not really paying it off, but what's the inciting incident that MJF would be super terrified, aside from a psychological thing and all that stuff, and Joe's promo to back it up? I'm just wondering what's stronger.
So, okay, I'd do something like this. At the end of the match, everybody's selling. Maybe part of the people have already left to the back, and MJF decides he's going to do one more thing. He grabs Jericho, and he's going to do the slam the cage into Jericho's head spot. Out comes Big Boy, right? Samoa Joe. Max retreats right into the ring. Joe pushes Jericho out of the way to safety, gets in. He's looking at him hot. MJF comes to throw something. Joe pops him. Joe goes to fling him into the cage, but there's Wardlow at the door, grabs him, pulls Max away.
Pulls him out. Okay, I'm with that. And
he gets one, but he didn't get it.
You're fucking dead, motherfucker. That'd be a good motherfucker spot right there too. I like that. He gets one and fucking it's right there, and we know what's up. And but the thing is, I'm just like Joe in my mind. It would be 2006, 2008, Joe TNA. He's got to lose probably 60 pounds now, man. So, like, what do you dress him as? How does he? You got to go street clothes. You can't have him in his gear or nothing like that. So, interesting, but I think that's a big moment they should be building towards.
How do you think business would be, a hypothetical situation, if this were the time that CM Punk came back to wrestling to reignite his rivalry with Samoa Joe? You think that would do some business in 2021?
Would it do business? I don't think. Yes, it would.
I think we get a hell of a pay-per-view.
I think so. I think really, but your whole beginning of AEW, not that that's a bad thing, is out the fucking window. All that.
It's been out the window for months. Come on.
But yeah, man, 1.2 million viewers last week, 841,000 for NXT this week. And now we'll see what the number is. This show, the wrestling was passable, but the layout was terrible. They stepped on every scene, new record. Not just, usually we have 5 out of 7. They had run-ins on every single match at the end and stepped on every piece of business. I don't understand why this is not going on. To no one stopping this, and the promos were good. Yeah, dude. But except for Jericho's, because they did the pre-tape one with Pinnacle, and you think Jericho, it's catching up with him on the bump card still with, some type of CTE or brain injury, or is it just performer stuff? Because he botched lines in the big one that they did this rebuttal promo on and ribbed him on it because he said some shit about Wardlow backwards and said some other stuff. Then this promo that's supposed to come over the top on that one, he does it again, and I don't think it's playing out the game. I can tell when a performer is playing out the game of a scene in the word talk, the way my wordles talk is that starting to be cognitive issues, I guess, when it comes to him getting words backwards. And everyone's seen their grandparents do it. They call you everybody in the family tree before they get to your name, right? And no one would know better than you.
It could be. I think he also parties a lot, and Jericho's a rock star.
Yeah.
What I think is more likely is he's trying to find how to play this character as a straight babyface. The promo last week with the botched Wardlow line, I liked. Other than that line, Jericho delivered it very well. This one he delivered well too. It wasn't as strong, but you notice we had the baby and stuff like that in this one. So we're seeing him morphing back into that kind of Y2J kind of Jericho, but in this presentation with the spikes and the bat and everything. I don't think he's quite figured out yet how to do this role as a babyface. So that's why I think we see him going from old school Jericho comedy, babyface comedy, into serious lines like, you better hope God owns your soul because we're gonna take your ass.
Like there was like the show tune attempt. Like there was just like a lot
that
of
was
things.
Rough. I love Jericho, but that was rough.
I know the words were backwards, dude, and I'm just like, are we seeing something here a little bit, or is it just happenstance? Because this is 2 weeks in a row, and they did the rebuttal promo off the first one because those were organic moments, just like how WWE's jerking off about Mandy Rose falling on her ass and getting those jokes in. That's what this was about, except it was a verbal botch. So I don't know. I hope not, because he's obviously top 3 favorite performers of mine, I think, of all time, man. So
I'd like to see Jericho. I mean, if he's going to go this babyface route, just stay in that rock star niche. I don't know, emulate Mick Jagger. He should be trying to emulate.
Yeah, but when you look at him, you think of Vince Neil. That's the problem. That's really what it is a bit.
Well, let's talk about AEW's numbers. You brought it up there. So AEW last week had 1.219 million viewers, as you mentioned, which was up significantly from the week before of 688,000. Now, the real test, of course, will be last night's numbers, which that'll come out after today's show. So we'll get a real idea if they were able to hold on to that viewership, or was that just, is that the new night for wrestling? AEW Dynamite YouTube viewers last Wednesday was up. They were at 3,070,000, so it was up about 50,000. The most viewed video was the Chris Jericho versus Dax Hardwood match featuring Mike Tyson as the enforcer. That got 800,000 views. So that right there got more views than the previous week of Dynamite itself.
Well, that's good. I don't think you could say the same things about Logan Paul and Bad Bunny with a measurable increase, because their segments were on the show, but Mike Tyson is the draw, and so was Shaq, even though the builds were fucked to both of them. But yeah, go ahead.
The least viewed video was the match that took place between Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. That only got 90,000 views. The average for all their views for the videos was 170,000. So some of your AEW numbers there. So let's
I got a question on those, Matt, before you continue. Sure. Okay, so Hamin, you said that Tyson was the draw. I agree with you in the fact that Tyson is a draw, just in general. I'm not sure, though, that he would impact the AEW number on that short notice of Tyson will be here next week. So let me ask you this. If it were extra people tuning into because Tyson was on it, who were these people? Where did they come from? Were they just Tyson fans, or they NXT fans? Like, well,
let's look at
I thought they would have done the same number with or without him.
They look, the week before they announced it 24 hours before they went in the show. So even a week gave them a bump but dude, I watch Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It's not like he was promoting it on there, but there is a fan base of like, oh, Tyson's going to be on this. And it might have taken that time to spread the word via hashtag or whatever it is that they tune in to fucking find out about it. But that's a historic thing, man. And people also go on like, I would never have, this person on my show who's a sexual assaulter. And then boom, double book Tyson. You're just like, the hypocrisy is laughable. But I look at it and go, there's 3 types of people who run this industry. and it's carny as it comes, bro, right there. They're going to say one thing and do the exact opposite while they take the money out of your fucking hand. And you're going to smile and go, thank you, while we do it. Because it's carny as fuck. And it don't matter if you're a sexual assaulter, rapist, ex-murderer, fucking pill addict, coke addict, gas head, whatever the fuck they want to say that, you know, you're not, but that's what a lot of people are in this biz while they act holier than thou about something else to the fans. That's what,
Right.
you know, Carney's all about. So it makes me laugh more than I'm never like, they said this and Mike Tyson's on there. Oh my God. Like, no, I'm like, yeah, the good one. Good rip.
Well, it's obviously a small, number. It's only a couple people. I actually had a couple people at work this last week who were like, hey, I saw that Mike Tyson was on AEW. Don't you watch wrestling, right? You do that wrestling.
There you go. Like, just that small amount there, now multiply that times X amount, right? So that's why he's still a draw. Gully Blanchard said Tyson's not relevant in years. Dude, he just fucking came back and fought Roy Jones Jr. He's fighting Holyfield, and the motherfucker's got his own podcast with 1 million views a month, and he's got his own thing, Legends League, which is just kicking off too, and he's got his own fucking weed farm. That motherfucker's more than relevant, bro. They
did like 3 million buys on that Tyson Rage.
Yeah, of course. And they did 6 million steals. So
I'm telling you, dude, this Triller is going to be gangbusters for us at HMG, bro.
I love it.
Make some shit happen.
I love it.
Well, we get the numbers for this week, Maddie?
For
last night's show, have they arrived yet?
No, they usually don't show up until like 3 or 4 Eastern when we're done. So. But in regards to gangbusters, you can check out our sponsors. Go to StevieRichardsFitness.com. Join the Resistance Band Sensation that's going to be sweeping this nation. And it's one-time cost, guys. There's two price points, $19.95, awesome. $24.95. You buy once, get some bands, and you get exclusive access to Stevie Richards via email. So not a lot of people can say that. And you can join the exclusive Stevie Richards Fitness Hamin Media Group Facebook discussion group.
I like that buzz.
Where everybody can motivate each other to work out and be.
Hamin's getting some pipes over there, by the way. Look at him go.
StevieRichardsFitness.com. Of course, also check out RussoBro.com. Get yourself a bag of Russo Bro coffee. Summer's going to be on the way. Are we going to get some sort of we need to get some sort of Russo spring season coffee?
Yeah, maybe, man. I might have to fight Tony Atlas this summer. That's a shoot. So we'll see. Yeah, coffee gets me pissed off right now because we were coming back from Dominican Republic, and I sent the wives out to shop in spring, and because we love to get coffee in the Caribbean, it's the best, Blue Mountain as well as Broasters, but Nicaraguan blend. But this Dominican coffee, very chocolatey and like easy to drink, and not a huge buzz on it, which I usually need, but want to bring it back for gifts. And we get through security, full pat down. I go right through diplomatic immunity, but they're patting down all the wives and fucking their bag gets checked. I'm like, holy fuck. Open it up, take out everything, brand new things of coffee, bro. 6 of them. Toss them right in the motherfucking bin. No, you can't take these. 40 yards away at the gift shop, you can go buy the exact same coffee. They put it in a clear bag that's a security bag where they put a piece of tape on it and it's got some number on it. No one ever checked that security bag, not motherfucking once, bro. And I had 3 joints in my fucking bag and went by 2 drug dogs. So how good are their fucking security measures that they're throwing away coffee, that they're looking for yayo, coming back with somebody, and it's this fucking bullshit. So that was a nice kick in the nuts on the way out after a beautiful weekend. But the bitch at fucking security, I had to go back and over and sit down behind the line or whatever, because only one of the wives could be there at a time. I think it was 48. And she's fucking giving her the Matumbo finger wag in her fucking face. I go, okay. Oh, the fucking match with Naya. I'm about to fucking go to Dominican jail right here, bro, because I was getting hot.
So Russo coffee, so you don't get hot. And pick up your bag of 5-pound coffee and use the code RussoBro, and you'll save some money. ZordosOliveOil.com. Pick up the finest Greek artisan olive oil. And as we mentioned, you can also visit Rode.com/RodecasterPro.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And you can get yourself a Rodecaster Pro and enhance your podcasting game. Big Ray Hernandez just apparently set his up. They did a whole special on YouTube on our Hamin Media Group, so you can go check it out if you want to watch an old man fumble through technology. Japanese. Exactly. So that's currently our sponsor as well. ProWrestlingTees.com. I think there's a sale going on right now. Visit our Hamin Media Facebook. There's a code there. all
I
the
just got an Earth Day sale thing from them too.
There you go. It's an Earth Day sale. All 20% off. Rick's been doing a good job posting everybody's pro wrestling.
Actually, it's 15% off Earth Day sale with 10% of all profits donated to the World Wildlife Fund. That's fucking funny, bro.
WWF
I hate the World Wildlife Fund and Panda Bears now.
They're the only ones that ever beat Vince.
That's it, bro. They use the code EarthDay21 at checkout.
So they told you to get out. Well, Pro Wrestling Tees today is telling you to get the F in. Earth Day 20.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yourself. 15% off. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com for Ben Hamin. Of course.
I wish I would have stepped on that punchline.
I know, me too.
SCG shirts, Superstar Chris Silvio, Greek God Papa Don. Go get your freaking shirt. Rad Rob's got it. Just Pro Wrestling Tees. Go check
dipping bagels. He's been dipping bagels. Look fucking great, don't they? Oh,
you're a true New Yorker, man, getting a boner over bagels. So.
Shout out to Rad Rob. He's on vacation. Go check out his Pro Wrestling Tee store too. All right, guys, you guys ready? Let's talk some AEW.
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's do it. Light the fuse. AEW Dynamite review from April 21st, 2021. Of course, we are recording this live on the media group. YouTube, Ben Hamin YouTube on April.
Cameo.com/Ben Hamin.
Cameo.com. You can also
imagine those.
I'm going to tear so many people new ones, so there's going to be lawsuits left and right.
PayPal hacker Hamin at gmail.com if you'd like to send direct payment to Ben Hamin as well.
Patreon.com/Hamin.
Venmo at Chris/Silvio.
Yeah, there you go. Well, guys, we started off this.
Bagel boners. Bagel boners.
Shake my bass, shake my bass.
All right, so let's get into AEW. It started off tonight or last night with another match. Fortunately, we did not get a 30-minute opener like last week's Young Bucks match. Wasn't so a lot better this week. We started off with absolute Ricky Starks taking on Hangman.
It's Hook.
And
Hook.
I noticed that the show opened up with a new intro video, so they have modified the opening intro package to reflect some more of their top tier talent. So I liked that. It's been a while since I'd seen the update. Let's see here. They kind of started off grappling, stalemated a little bit. Stark teased a swing, missed. Page connected with the boot, chop, reverse, front kick, off the ropes. These guys went back and forth here. I mean, we kind of knew what the match was going to play out, especially because they were hyping it up all match that Hangman Adam Page is the number one contender. So I didn't think Hangman was going to lose here. I'm sorry. And he picked up the victory by making him tap out by, I guess, picking apart Ricky Starks' injured ankle. And Taz pointed that out over and over. He picked the ankle.
A little bit too on the nose. He did. No, brother, not the bad ankle. At the end, I was like, okay, dude, we fucking get it. Like, you don't got to help the story that much. But this was a good match, man, I thought. Yeah. But then at the end, Taz still, because Taz don't give a fuck no more. He's just become one of the old men, and I like it. But where he doesn't even give time to have Cowboy register. Brother, over here. Look over here. I'm talking to you. Look over here. I guess to give him the cue. I'm like, the guy's fucking blown up. He just pulled 16 minutes in a singles. Give him a fucking second, man. Like, but that shit makes me laugh too. So
one thing I didn't like about his post-match promo in that regard as well is I get it set up in this case, pun intended, the actual punchline here is he was like, see, no one's behind, or literally no one has your back. Literally, no one has your back, and then his son hits him. But
watch your back. Watch your back.
All I kept thinking though was 15 Dark Order guys are about to come out though, so like he does have somebody to back him up. I just thought that was a little bit, short-sighted of a line there to say no one has your back. But I get it for what he was trying to do to set up his son hitting.
What's funny though is like backstage, when they're putting together, brother, when I say nobody has your back, that's when you got to rush them He's fucking getting his kid all hyped up, giving him the cue line. So Taz has got this all planned out to get his kid to shine, and it's got to get to the line while Paige is like trying to sell because it's Taz, and he knows he's about to get jumped by a 19-year-old, and then all this bullshit, and he's fucking tired of wrestling, and he's too good for it. Like, all that is encompassed when I watch it, and I love every second of that awkward, under-the-surface bullshit, so.
I mean, your Taz impression is very reminiscent of your Mr. T impression. I just want to thank my mother. It's pretty spot on. but let's talk about this. Was a good match. Ricky Starks
Ain't going on no plane, Silvio. Ain't going on no plane.
Not with coffee, brother. But yeah, Ricky Starks his money. I'm glad to see them finally build an Adam Page. I don't quite know when Adam Page became the number one contender. It seemed like it came out of nowhere. But let's talk about the big news of this match, Hook's outfit. So Brother Hook, who looks to be around 19 years old, came out. It reminded me of something I would do as a 19-year-old. Came out rocking black leather pants and a white A-shirt with his 12-inch arms that he's building. He's getting in better shape. He's a kid. Fucking leave him alone. He's growing.
Yeah,
but I thought it was a unique outfit.
Already bigger than his dad is. His dad ever got this.
But the question is, and this is not a knock on Hook, but why would you, if you got Brian Cage and you got Powerhouse Hobbs hanging around, why the fuck are you bringing Hook in his leather pants to watch your back? Like, he hasn't even got to beat anyone on TV. Like, what is the deal with Hook being muscle?
I don't know, man. I think there's a big opportunity with Hook, though, in Buddy Wayne's kid. Like, that's the story right there. You know what I mean?
They got to build him first.
Oh, I agree.
Build. He's just a guy that gets popped.
Yeah, man, like Hook, I don't know. Taz is going to make him want to be strong because Taz didn't want to sell for nobody. Right. So that's just what doesn't matter what Tony wants. Taz is going to book it the way he does and agent it and get it over. So
let's talk about this, though. I mean, for our Triller card, maybe he'd be interested in this. What do you think about MSG versus Hook?
Oh, that would be good. If MSG had you and I as coaches, I would put MSG over Hook.
Matt, could you take Hook?
Plus, MSG's a man, and like Hook's still a boy. Yeah. That's a big difference.
It's true. It's very true. I think I could take Hook. Anyway, let's move on to the next.
You too. I do.
That should be the title of today's show.
I can take Hook. Speaking of I can take him. Actually, you just reminded me. I got to reach out to Ken Shamrock, who's going to be an upcoming guest on Patreon.com/StevieRayTV.
I'm gonna fucking run in on that show, and I'm gonna bury you so fucking hard.
Good. Hopefully, I can be the producer on that show.
Oh yeah, it's all gonna be a setup to
Speaking of Patreon.com/StevieRayTV, you can check out his interview with King Mo, which will be available for Patreon subscribers, but if you are a Twitch subscriber, because he does take bits and Twitch subscribers now, twitch.tv/StevieRayTV, you can actually watch unedited videos and interviews up for 30 days. Can't download them, but if you need to watch the interview now, you can go subscribe there. You can watch it now, or you can wait 24 hours when I edit it, clean it up, make it look all pretty for you.
And we are right in the middle of it with HMG as executive producer there right now, working with Impact, doing face-to-face, and obviously our next big one there, MSG. I'm not going to steal your thunder. Go for it.
Yeah, so we are in the works potentially. I mean, Stevie Ray stood off. Ring of Honor reached out to Stevie Ray about potentially doing.
Yeah, but what about our next big face-to-face?
Yes, the next big face-to-face tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. You can watch Don Callis and Rich Swann in a verbal debate. They are recording it right now as we speak, as we're talking right now. We're recording. They were recording, and then once we get done here, I'll edit it up, make it look all pretty, and it'll be on tonight on YouTube, Stevie Ray TV. Only place to watch it, YouTube, Stevie Ray TV, and then available for download podcasts on patreon.com/Stevie Ray TV.
We should see about putting it up on Twitch, though, too. Maybe Impact will share it off his Twitch and do a share screen type thing.
Maybe I can look into that for sure.
We can do it even this weekend, if not later. But great stuff. And I mean, the forbidden door is open. There's HMG, Stevie Ray TV. Impact and AEW all in one neutral gray area, you guys.
Shout out to Jeff Lane, was listening to Castrating the Marks from back in February, and he took a bunch of clips together of Tony Khan, and one of them was like, the forbidden door is open. The door swings both ways. It just
So we're in, we're out. Quit fucking about. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. This Ricky Starks did a good job here, man, but when they step on the business, Ricky Starks goes right out the window, and that might not hurt him because of the loss, but we're not talking about Ricky Starks becoming the star that he should be here, and that's a guy they should be putting the spotlight on. If anybody should be doing the run-in, it almost seems like it should be Ricky getting the heat back on him, it should just be Hook doing a jump up to distract while Starks can fucking buffalo him from behind, then they can wolf pack him. Right? Yeah. That's what heels should do, not Hook gets the fucking heat, after Starks is the sacrificial lamb. That ain't the right fucking book.
I think Hook should be the champ.
I think
the way you do this, man, is fucking simple. Starks, his leg is hurt. He's selling on the apron. Hook gets in, tries to beat up Paige. Paige drops Hook. They both fuck off and leave.
Yeah.
He's the baby face. That's #1 contender. He's in the ring. Yay. You didn't need 15 Dark Order guys to run out there.
Well, you always want baby faces up, but I want heels to get heat.
But they didn't get heat in this. They got ran off by the Dark Order.
Right. That's true.
That's true.
There we go.
After that, we went to a commercial break.
I got to ask you, did the kid have a shirt on last week?
He wasn't on the show.
Okay, the week before, though, when we were burying, that's one thing we jumped over. And again, the kid was out there with no shirt on. Got to stop it.
Give a tank top or something.
Something, bro.
As I pointed out to you guys in our DMs, if you go back and look at some of Brian Pillman Jr.'s early photos as a child, he had his shirt on. So I would like to see children with shirts on when they're in the ring. We go to commercial break. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. There was the Hook with the chop block. Then Brian Cage started to come out, but before he could come out, the Dark Order made the saves. Then we went to break. Go back from commercial break, and we get footage of the Elite arriving at the arena today. So for those who don't want to be in the Elite, let me catch you up and let you know that on the latest episode of Being the Elite, where the Young Bucks have finally officially announced their official heel turn, they got in the face about Brandon Cutler and basically told him, look, you wanted to be part of the Elite, so now you get to be the Elite's young boy. So that's why we're going to be seeing more Brandon Cutler with the Elite on Dynamite, as he's their personal cameraman, young boy, bitch boy. He's the new Michael Nakazawa, essentially, of the Elite, if you will, but the American version. And Michael Nakazawa's been upgraded, because if you see later in the video promos, he's got a computer, he's got a headset, he's their promo and PR guy. Good for Michael Nakazawa. He worked his way out. I'm proud of Michael Nakazawa. I respect that. You work your way up.
I don't know, man.
Well, after that, we get Alexa or Alex. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Abrahantes and Penta El Zero. They get a promo where they inform the best friends that they never should have reignited the war with Death Triangle. And if Orange Cassidy gets in his way, he's going to bleed orange juice. Look, I like Alex itself. Like I thought he did. He delivers. He's good on the mic. He just needs to smile less. He looks too happy in these promos. Like when you're sitting there smiling and Bet is going to beat you up, but then I see this vicious guy next to you, I'm just like, it's not really adding up. You got this demon, menacing looking guy like Penta El Zero, and then you've got a guy who's goofily smiling during the promo. There needs to be a little bit more intensity, and he needs to slow down when he's cutting these promos. What do you think, Silvio?
You know what I'm going to get hot about already. Pentagon's a heel this week now. They got to stop. You must. You cannot continue to have this team of men be heels one week and faces the other. And Rey Fenix cannot, I repeat, cannot be a heel. He's too good and he is too flashy. And he will do his moves, whether he's heel or face. So what the fuck are they? Now they're back in Young Bucks territory. We don't know if we're supposed to cheer him or boo him. Two.
Sorry, what's this guy's name again? The translator,
Alex Abrahantes. I'm sorry, white man.
Yeah. Like he's a commentator, right?
Yeah. Well, he was doing
announcing.
He does the Spanish play-by-play.
Okay.
And does a lot of the. I
saw him in some stuff where he was doing that, and he's very good in that role, right? I'm sure he's a lovely, lovely guy. But I'm going to say some mean things. He's cornball and he sucks and he's amateur when it comes to doing this, which is, hey, we need a bilingual guy who can talk to them and translate. And, you know, there was the solution with this guy. He's already on the mic. He looks good. Da-da-da. He don't know fuck all about being a manager, drawing, making the scene real. He's taking Pentagon, one of the top 5 fucking athletes in wrestling in 2021, and now lowering it to a clown act because this guy's jumping around outside. I'm going to take it back to some other dudes that we've worked with in the past. At OVW, there was a time after I left where this fucking lawyer, Muscagni, came in. This is the exact fucking thing. Muscagni never had a problem with me because he liked heels and he wanted guys to put him over. So I'd come visit and have a good time. He'd want to do yayo, and I'd be like, nah, dude, fat guys and coke don't go together. But when it was on the outside of the ring, he'd be pulling focus and jumping around like Jimmy Jackass and making what the fake reality that my brothers are trying to make in the ring at a very high level, at a level that they put a lot of work into. This guy's over here, and it looks like a 4th grade play. And unfortunately, that's what this guy's kind of looking like on the outside. Penta is way too high on the pecking order in the world of wrestling to be paired with this guy just for a little translator gimmick. And this guy's just trying to do the best he can. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to shit on him, but you got a fucking kindergartner in there with fucking 12th graders, and it shows badly, and it really draws Penta down from where he should be. Who gives a fuck if you can't understand what Penta's saying? Pre-tape his shit and closed caption it. People love Narcos. We're used to reading. We know how to fucking read. Protect him that way and let him get his emotion out that way. And you know what? People are going to learn Spanish at home by watching his shit. That's the fastest way to learn a foreign language, is to watch the TV. So, dude, this guy, you know, put him back on Spanish commentary. They tried to do something. It definitely is not where you want to go with Penta and this dude together.
And I mean, I was going to say, to cap off the end of that promo too, with Alex doing his signature Zero Miro thing with them, I was like, ooh, this is just as awkward as me seeing Dude Where's My Car with my dad. Like,
this is your mom sucks thing was absolutely like, dude, if we're going to do that, we're back to some bullshit, indie bullshit, dude. And you just got to stop this. Like, don't even give a reason. Just stop it now.
And Trent grabs a chair to hit this guy that's not a wrestler. Trent knocked him on his ass.
And what is maybe I missed this last week, so you guys can fill me, because there's something else later. I was like, I don't want to bury that until I know what the fuck might have happened. But Trent, it's a question mark. Like, what the fuck? Did something happen that I don't know about, or is this just some dumb shit? Because to me, he's Trent Beretta. I like the name Beretta. Fucking boom. I would have called him Trent Glock or something after that. I would have named him after another gun. Trent Remington. I don't give a shit. Mossberg. Fucking Colt. Well, we got
this is I mean, I'm gonna take a stab at this as the wrestling fan in here. This was supposed to be probably super inside for the wrestling fan. Like, oh, what are we supposed to call him? Because when's the last time Trent's been a single star? Oh, and so they probably asked Trent, hey Trent, what do you want to go by? I don't know. Well, okay, question mark. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, is they were trying to like be really for those diehard New Japan NXT Trent followers.
That makes you want to smash people's hands with hammers.
Dude. That's the only thing I could think of.
My theory is different. I think it's just like the North Carolina thing. I've seen Trent written out with a question mark many times. I think it was Justin Roberts fucking off, and instead of just saying Trent, he phrased it like a question, because sometimes Trent's name is written out with a question mark. Probably something Trent did just to fuck around and be goofy a few years ago on the Indies, just threw the question mark in there. But Roberts, much like North Carolina, felt the need to be funny.
See, that popped me though. That made me laugh a little bit when he went Trent. Like that made me giggle.
Well, so then they cut to somebody in the crowd with the sign. So it's a thing. And I didn't want to be like, maybe I don't know what the fucking thing is, because I like the shit out of Trent. He's an awesome worker, except when you're trying to pile drive people on the fucking apron. That was brutal, Bob. But, you know, Trent's got money written all over him. And even being with the best friends is holding him back. The guy's one of the best workers they got.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it could have been something on Twitter. Like I said, maybe you mentioned there being a sign in the crowd. That could have, of course, been something he promoted. Hey, I'm going to be returning this week. What should I go by, right? And well, you should go by the question mark.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it could be one of their infamous being the elite things that's everybody knows about, but nobody fucking knows about.
Yeah, no, I did not know that at all. But then we had the match, Penta El Zero taking on Trent, question mark. Penta El Zero won this match with a package pile driver. Wasn't too long of a match. What do you think of the match, Silvio?
Man, both these guys were awesome. They're two of my favorites to watch in AEW. It can't be bad. There's no way it could be bad. They just had a good TV match. It wasn't, a WrestleMania main event. They just had a good TV match. Unfortunately, they had the rotten ass finish with the Alex guy, who I'm not as low on as Hamin. I think he could do the job. He just needs to underact a little more.
It's true. That's why hold Penta back with an albatross of a guy's talent where he's got to learn it. For what's the payoff of doing that when we can make one switch this week and that guy isn't enjoying himself? You can see he's not comfortable in his character and he's doing what he does. And I'm not trying to shit on him personally. I'm just saying that is a bad directing choice. We tried it and the maybe the best intentions were there. If you were really going to do it, there's one guy, and it's Conan.
Ricardo Rodriguez, too, would be good.
Ricardo Rodriguez. That's another guy who could do it. Either of those two. So now you got a guy who can't even come close to those two names, and it's not working. And, dude, Penta, even with a mask on, emotes. He's fucking Cobra Commander.
Right?
Really, in my opinion, like, he's badass like that. And all you need to do is put the subtitles on there. That's it. It's that simple. And save this guy. Put him back on commentary where he shines, because this ain't it. And I disagree. This wasn't a good match for TV because of that finish. Because everything that was leading into it, and this guy on the outside is bringing down the level of where I want to see a top Penta and a returning Trent have a banger by themselves with no. That's not a match that should have any clowny bullshit unless it's Orange Cassidy. That's it.
And you can have a good match with a bad finish. That's why I'm classifying it more as it was a good TV match as opposed to saying that was a great match.
You're right. I got you. Well, same thing happened to Sam Shaw and Eli Drake on NXT. Had a banger of a match. Missed the fucking dude. He gives him a hangman DDT. And it was supposed to be a spike. His fucking head missed the ground by 10 inches. It was way too safe with him on it. Then they did a girl jump up and took it home on some dumb shit. And it was like, you guys did all that work. Unfortunately, missed the finish. That's just what happens sometimes. And then we got a dumbass run in to further a storyline that nobody cares about. Okay. When all we want is this is going to be a fucking dope match. Give me a solid finish and get everybody else the fuck out of the way. Lay out. We got this. We're pros. That's what those guys are. Nobody's got to tell them anything and agent anything to them. Instead, your mom sucks. Get the fuck out of here.
So to follow up here, there's a couple different theories on the Trent thing. Apparently, back in 2013, there's a video of him. He's got some sort of, YouTube blog or whatever called Where's Trent? And in this video, according to Reddit, he was abducted by aliens years ago. So we have no idea if this is Trent we once knew. Could be a clone or an alien disguise for all we know. Thus, Trent question mark. Trent.
Well, then why isn't that tied in with fucking what's her name?
And then
Statlander.
Statlander. Hey. Then give me the goddamn pre-tape to set that up. Like I could
start watching Being the Elite.
No, that was on the main fucking show.
That was 8 years ago.
Your overbooked bullshit. Stop stepping on every segment and put those fucking pre-tapes in there. That is how you format a wrestling show.
Another thing was someone also said PWG also started when they first booked him in AESW 9 after being released. It was like a joke on saying, Trent, can we use that name? And then it just stuck ever since. So that was the other theory.
I thought it might be something on the booking sheet like Trent up.
One note I gotta point out.
I like that part.
From this match and most of the matches of tonight, we're using transitions gratuitously in this match. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this watching the show last night. Every spot that they do or every move they go into, there's a fancy transition before it that most of the time looks cooperative.
Give me a setup.
So instead of like, I mean, let's say I'm the baby face, I'm taking heat from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I start fighting back a little bit on you. I give you a couple shots.
From underneath.
I come in hot and you body slam me. That's a simple transition.
Right.
I punched you from down. I tried to charge you and punch you high, but you body slam me. I go back to selling. Well, what they would do is something like they would punch up, then the big guy would throw the clothesline. The babyface will do a fancy hook underneath it, slide under him just to get body slammed.
Right.
So at the end result, all we wanted was the body slam. But we're coming up with more and more intricate ways to get to that.
Yeah, like hooking a fucking head scissor, come around, and then they get all the shit in to get some little acrobatic shit in. Is that now? If you're seeing it in everything, that's wrong. But if you're seeing it in a penta match, that feels like more lucha to me.
I'm seeing it in most things.
Okay.
And this is on the indies as well. Like when I would work with guys around the 5-year or less experience mark, every spot or move they wanted to hit required a fancy setup. Like if somebody wanted to give me, let's say, a standing Spanish fly, just for example, instead of just having me charge them, they do the standing Spanish fly. It's you got to twist my arm, then I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to do an enziguri. You shoot me off, I'll reverse you, and then we'll do it. Like just get to the move. You could have fancy transitions and do them here and there. But when you do them the entire match, it shows the cooperative nature, which goes against everything pro wrestling is. And this isn't a knock on Trent and Penna, who I both think are superstars and amazing. I'm just noticing a trend in most of these matches. And I mean, when you're showing only wrestling and stuff that looks cooperative, what are you not showing?
You're not showing the struggle that is the true wrestling match for dominance to pin a guy down. You're cooperating with each other to do something acrobatic, and it kills that reality instantly.
And you're not emoting. You can't show emotion when everything's a transition and move. When do you have time to stop and show the crowd how that move made you feel?
Welcome, dude. It went like this: New Japan, ROH, Indies, AEW. That's the exact pipeline how that shit filters. It's taken from there in the Japanese wrong style, normalized by ROH, and looked like it's innovative because a white or black guy does it. Fucking then that shit influences the indie marks who want to get all their shit in because they think they can get signed there and that's their way. And that's exactly the pool from AEW that they hire from. So now you see the bad habits of how it ruins the realities that we try and create.
Yeah, and you and I share different perspectives on strong style and Japanese wrestling. I really enjoy some of it, not everything, but the greats there. Like if you watch Okada or Tanahashi, they are emoting during their matches. They're selling when a big move happens. They're showing the struggle.
And they also do, which I saw in NXT this week. It pissed me off. Fucking boom, you heat somebody and you're on the ropes. You go to run off like you're going to come back and hit them with something else. Nope, they come right back to life, follow you in, drop kick you as you come right off the rope. Weren't you just rocked 2 seconds ago? Now, I know when I get punched in the face and I'm rocked, I can run a 20-yard dash faster than I've ever run it in my life. I just take off running. I'm just going, what the fuck? Dude, that is bullshit in wrestling. That I don't give a fuck. And that comes directly from New Japan and all that shit. And they do it all the time where I'm rocked for a half a second. I'm alive and I'm going to follow you in. Dude, if I own the place, you're going to get one warning to not do that. And if you do it again, we don't need you no more.
Matt, you're really lighting the fuse today, bro.
Trying.
We got Hamin on fire.
I know.
I hate that shit because it kills a match. It kills everything. These workers will work so hard and set up their heat so well and register and sell, and then they'll do something like that. That's a tip of the hat to their old shitty indie style. It's the same thing as Falcon's Arrow Superplex. It's the same thing as Buckle Bomb Superman Punch. Do you see either of those guys do that shit anymore? Seth and fucking Big Dog? No, because they finally get it. They finally get it. And that's another one. Same thing with what the fuck's his name? From the other one from the Shield who's on AEW. Moxley. The rock back fucking come out clothesline. You see him do that anymore? Nope.
O'Reilly uses it now.
And it was rotten when he did it the other night, but then he was fighting Grimes. I don't know if you see, you got to go watch this spot, Sil. He does the rock back come off like he's going to. Grimes underhooks, hits with the fucking bulldog power slam, but at the same time, Grimes does a backflip with it. So they fucking go inside, outside slam.
I've seen him do that. It looks sick.
It was unbelievable. Enough that it was so athletic that it covered how rotten that fucking rock back step is on the second rope. But that spot and the run in behind him on the ropes after you're rocked is New Japan indie bullshit that should be banned from every match.
Listen to him go.
He's upset. Well, yeah, something we can all agree on, though.
Wu-Tang is the best.
Oh, there you go. Take a breath here. So Jim Ross, not to fire up more, Ben. We're gonna go into another promo here. Jim Ross interviews.
Brothers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hamin Media Group. That's Ben Hamin Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.
Jim Ross interviewed the Pinnacle next in a nice conference room somewhere. MJF says Chris Jericho got one thing right. It's time for a new scarf. Tully Blanchard got him a gift, and Wardlow takes out what looks like the exact same scarf. Wardlow speaks and says it was almost a perfect promo that Jericho cut, but of course he stumbled his words a little when he got to him because the minute Wardlow came out of his mouth, he knew he was doing something wrong. MJF then went into full, he amped himself up and got very loud, but he put over Chris Jericho as the GOAT and as the industry leader. Says he's been that way for years, but says now he stands in front of B's, so he looks like an A and wrestles A's, so he doesn't look like a B, and it's smart. Y2J's been outsmarting guys for 30 years, but he can't outsmart Max because he's not great for 25. He's great, period. It says that when Jericho was 25, he was jerking the curtain on a worldwide. But on the worldwide scale, MJF is a top guy. It says, how about instead of sending that stooge Mike Tyson out, bring the Inner Circle against the Pinnacle and beat them? And if Jericho got one thing right in this promo is that MJF is a mark, but not a mark for him, a mark for his spot. And that blood and guts, he's going to take it. Because when you're in the Pinnacle, you're always on top. Before we let Ben out of his cage again, Mayor Sexian, what do you think?
MJF did a great promo. Wardlow did his part well. Max is always phenomenal on the mic. I don't like that they didn't have everyone else talk, though. It later was covered when Jericho made the line of those other guys are mutes. But there's no reason why Sean Spears couldn't say a line. They need to start doing the old Horseman style promos where all of them would say a little something. And if you want to give the main event to Max, give it to him. But they got to say something. So, I mean, as I kick it to you, don't you think Wardlow kind of looks like a Horns?
He does look a bit like a Horns. I mean, we're going to stay in a manger just like the Vikings did. That's what they used to do. And it's good. We got running water the whole nine. Couldn't you say that he was about Hulk Hogan hulking up? No, Hulk Hogan, when hulking up, is slowing it down and showing the crowd, here I come for my big comeback and not selling and fucking getting the fighting spirit. You don't go from rocked and knocked out to alive and running a 20-yard dash. There's nothing that does to add to your story because the other person comes off the ropes and gets knocked down or takes one, and then they do the exact same thing. So like Sil said, it kills the illusion of this is a contest. That's just a straight up self-egregious, get your shit in, kill the sport of wrestling spot, and then they blame it on the evolution of the business. No, that's because no one ever kicked the shit out of somebody who did that to just ruin the rest of the show and everything we're trying to build in an illusion for that.
To that point too, when Hulk hulked up, like that was the point of the match. Oh, Hulk was getting beat down. Now he's hulking up. He's coming back to the rally. He needs the crowd to be he needs the energy from the Hulkamaniacs. It was part of his shtick.
That was the spot. The hulking up was the spot, not what he did after. Think about how different it would be if Hulk got slammed, then got right up to his feet and started doing the 3 punches and sent him off for the big boot. There would be no pop because the fans didn't have to digest it. The whole reason that he did the Hulk up was to give the fans 30 to 45 seconds to get with what was going on. So when he finally delivered that first punch, they were with it. Whoa, whoa. Wow, yay, big pop for the big boot. Oh, we know what's coming now. Leg drop. Yay, everyone's happy. So there was a rhythm to it.
Yeah, this has none, and it adds nothing.
We got a break in here at the perimeter. Send security. send security.
Yeah, this was
very strong enough for me.
Hello?
Yeah, this was a good promo. It was weird without the rest of the guys talking. Wardlow did his bit off of what Jericho said last week. I can't remember. He got something wrong, like that he was 6 feet tall or 13 inches or some bullshit, and that he saw him, had to count to 21. He's seen him do it using his dick joke. So I don't know. It just missed, but this was pre-produced, and MJF is very good, very well beyond his years as a performer. But if he's been since a child performer, that's all time in on camera and feeling comfortable and knowing how to come through the camera. So that he shined here. I thought this was well done.
Well, perfect. Well, perfect timing for the Miss Genocide to join us here, because after commercial break, we came back and we got the AEW Women's Championship match between Hikaru Shida and Tay Conti. A little bit of Japanese Jaeger bombs. No, just kidding. Anyway, so you got Tay Conti and Hikaru Shida in the match. They hyped this match up with a little bit of a video package before itself, kind of showing the fact that Tay Conti's been getting ready for this. I found this match to be very good between Hikaru Shida. I thought this was Hikaru Shida's best match that I've seen her in against Tay Conti, with both women kind of slowing it down. They were doing a lot of grappling submission moves back and forth to start this matchup before it ramped up toward the end. Eventually, we do see Tay Conti wouldn't stay down after Shida hit the beach break. Conti fires up, she hits him for us, but then Shida blocked a kick and then hit the fireman's carry into a backbreaker and ultimately retained the championship. Post-match, of course, the story was that we found out that just like in WWE, as long as you go out and point to stuff, you can change anything. Because Britt Baker went out and she pointed at the Titantron and boom, now she's #1 contender. So
this shit's phony, man. I hate
magic.
that.
It's the Contron, by the way, asshole.
Point at a sign and you can get whatever you want. So
Britt
Britt Baker.
Point to something then? Is that all I have to do?
Yes, that's all you
next week.
All right, I'm going to point to, keep pointing to signs to make shit happen.
That's it. That's all you got to do. But since you're
So
here, we
point to the floor. Will you clean it?
Sure.
What did you think, Jenna, since you're here, of this match between Shida and Tay Conti?
We're kicking it to you, Jenna, our expert panelist here on women's wrestling.
I'm an expert.
Go ahead and break this one down. What'd you think?
No, I don't know. Was this the first time that the two of them worked together? I was trying to remember, and I couldn't.
On Dynamite, I believe so.
Okay. No, I thought they worked really well together. So by the way they moved together, I would think they had worked each other previously. But no, I thought the opening package was good. Setting it up, I thought she had earned her spot. Ty had earned her spot to have this match with her background in fighting and just how long she's been working. Even she has come so far since NXT when I first saw her to where her level is right now. And I thought they told a good story at the beginning. Both bowed to each other, show a respect. Both have a fighting background. They showed a little bit of that in the beginning. And then I think Ty had the upper hand with the nice judo throw, right off the bat for the takedown, and then got into some clever spots, worked on the outside. They tangled around and had some fun out there. And the one thing that stuck out was some of their big moves in the end of it was pretty innovative. Both of their top on the top rope, both of their move sets were stuff like I hadn't seen before.
Yeah,
So-
the senton thing, like
I was nervous she was going to fall on her after.
I don't know if I like that. Like, what's the one that Colt Cabana does that's similar to that? That one scares the shit out of me too.
Yes, Sheeta did that, but put her on her back instead.
Yeah,
of her front,
that's the difference, right?
Yeah, I think she called it the witch. I don't know, the witch
Something
bitch,
witch-
something. I don't know.
point
The
or-
witch itch. I don't know.
It's
It looked
called
wicked.
The witch's shot. The witch's shot.
Too shot.
But yes, I thought they had some innovative move sets on the back end. But other than that, they told a good story. She'd worked the back the whole time, worked in and out of submissions with Ty on the back end. And she had worked her back throughout the whole segment until the end. So no, I thought I was pretty impressed by how they did their exchanges, their transitions. I don't really have anything negative to say.
Well, hey, I'll get something negative out of you. How about him stepping on the business at every segment on this show at the end? I mean, I know Britt Baker's doing her business to try and do that, but she would have been one where I was like, okay, you couldn't step on it here. But every segment on the show after the finish, there was business that somebody
You're
did.
right. I did circle that.
But I gotta say, I like Sheeta throwing the kendo stick. Like that was the most I connected with Sheeta emotionally right there was the shot and her just throwing it up there and Britt being like, fuck you and walking away. But
I think that was planned.
I don't think it was. That's what I liked about it. It felt real.
Britt got the fuck out of the way.
Yeah. You better, otherwise not, you know.
My concern with the Britt Baker and Hikaru,
Survival of the fitness around here.
my concern with this upcoming match between the two is they've built up Britt Baker so well as a character that I don't want to see her lose. And she's playing the heel role in this feud, but she's done such a good job with this. It's a conspiracy. People are after me, digging and climbing month after month to get this championship opportunity. I don't want to see Britt Baker lose. I mean, and that's
They have to switch the belt in this scenario.
Oh, I know. I want it's going to be good. I just it seems like the story they want you to go with is to get behind Sheeta, obviously being the champ and the baby face, but realistically from the story or the character herself, because Britt Baker is that good, you want to see Britt Baker take the title at this point. So it's just a mishmash. I don't know.
But they're missing the whole story because it's happening on Dark and Invasion or whatever the fuck it is, because she's going over on girls that nobody knows about. That's what needs to be on TV of her squashing bitches fast or getting some type of heel win with Reba helping her out to get those victories. We need to see that on the main show. No, and if not, then we need to replay what's happening on those other two shows right before this.
Are they showing any replays of the other shows?
None, zero, and they're stepping on business instead.
Oh, she squashed everyone on being the elite. You just missed it.
So did everybody else.
To talk about this match, I was very impressed. This was my favorite match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Why I think it worked so well is because Ty is a legit fighter, and Sheeta worked her style. She worked doing the stuff she knew Ty could do well. Sheeta is from Japan, obviously. They train their wrestlers different to how most people train American wrestlers. When you're in those dojos, you legitimately get punched and kicked, and you learn how to actually fight. You learn martial arts in the process of learning how to pro wrestle. Because if you can do something for real, then once you learn how to work it, it's going to look good. So I think it was natural for Sheeta to be able to do the striking and grappling exchanges. And it helped to not expose Ty, because Ty only did the things that she was good at. And I got to give her, she wins the Britt Baker Award for year 2 of AEW. Definitely most improved of this year in AEW. When they signed her and I watched her first match, I go, man, that was a bad hire. I'll be the first to admit when I'm wrong. She's done a fucking hell of a job the last year.
Yeah, she's had the reps because Serena's was on the shelf with the knee scope, and so was Stratlander. And then they bring in the crew from Japan who are doing mimes and tapping each other on the head with the microphone. That's not going to fucking fly, So it's just like this girl stepped up, and I like that she's getting her. Remember when Santino started doing the judo shit just a little bit and towards the end? Like, I like that she's establishing that as her thing. They need to have more, not Eddie Guerrero spots that are repetitive and coming, but they need to They need to have some type of thing where she can get into certain things that are hers out of different scenarios, so it doesn't become a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying, Sil?
Yep, I agree with you 100%, man. It's one of the times where we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
but
I
do
thought
gotta
part
say,
of her comeback series with her arm throws, and then
Yeah.
she uses that part of her comeback to go into the sequence of the arm throws. But then for something different, she like hit a German after she did those, so it was something to close the end of her comeback series, and
it had a rhythm,
and
to
it looked good.
Yeah. And how many? That's what we need to focus on. How many dozens of ways can we do setups to get her to that point? That are new. Aha! I never seen that one coming before. And as opposed to like, here it comes, the arm drags. You know how it gets to that point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I will say I really like how not ready for TV they are, and they pin out of position and they do big crotch shots. That's another favorite part of these matches for me.
Yes. Okay. So this is what I was going to bring up. This was the only point.
see, I don't look close enough. I don't even
Well,
realize if they show it.
I was going to bring this up. This is normally AEW is really good, at least about this, but you bring up the crotch shot. They specifically wrote the 180-degree rule. As I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, why did you pull back? You never go from a close-up to a wide of the same angle.
But it's on the workers because these girls are had a good match, but it shows where they really are green for working for TV, because Sil and I know where to be when we do the pin, when I got to take the elbow drop. So he looks good with his face up on camera to go 1, 2, 3, or if he's on the side that way where the floor cam's going to be.
Right.
They don't. They just hit their shit and pin. These guys got to run for it. Meanwhile, they're full butterflied open, and then boom, and they're like, get off her crotch, and then they cut to the right angle after the dude scrambles to get into position to get it set up. That's what's going on there. So it pops me because them being green to working for TV, that's where it really comes through. But the guys at home are like,
you're probably
wow.
right, because in the middle of that, when I'm pinning someone, the last thing I'm worried about is the camera getting my crotch and just.
Well, I mean, that's one thing. That's one thing you should be like.
But
you know,
now maybe I'll be more mindful.
or the fact of like, here, give them what they want at home. This is what's going to get ratings. So
I want to put the onus though back on the
It's only
team.
my matches on TitleMatchNetwork.com.
To put the onus though back on the team.
Whole booty.
There's a hard cam. There's a wide shot. All he had to do was click over to the wide shot. He didn't have to stay in the same shot, is all I was saying. He could have quickly clicked over to hard cam and then gone back. But by doing that close over the crotch to pull out, you made it blatant that you fucked up in your
Can't say crotch and pull out in the same sentence.
Well, you know.
Sports Money edition, anything goes.
Crash in, you pull out. So yeah, just from a production standpoint, I get it. He freaked out. I probably would have said, "Oh my god, that's a crotch shot." Like,
you could feel it. You could feel it in the production room.
Yes, you could. Oh, yeah. So I mean,
I
I
have to
get
go back
it.
and look for it.
Next time, just go to the hard cam. That should be your number one. Just go back to the hard cam because that's your.
But that's the difference between WWE, where you have seasoned workers who came through developmental, and not that Ty wasn't, she wasn't there for that long to really get it on how to be in position. Here's the finish, and we got to be here so you can shine, and then I can roll and do whatever I got to get out of the way for this other business that's foolishness. But them just hitting shit indie wise, thinking it's a 360 crowd, but really your audience is at home. They just don't know yet. And then you watch Kazarian and Christian, and everything is right where it should be. Everybody's got, dude, it's just muscle memory. It just comes with it, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. And bro, WWE, yes, they have very good camera work and production, but dude, their cuts literally get me dizzy. When I was watching WrestleMania,
They
it was
had so
taxing on my
many.
brain. Like I can't handle it.
Well,
It's bad.
Well, that is also due in part, though, I think, as a reflection upon society, is because the demographic of the age they're trying to cater to kids has such a short attention span. The videos they're watching are cuts.
I just
So
think some of it looked like shit and they cut away.
they're trying to play to that audience. I'm not saying
Sometimes it benefits.
Rotten punches and shit like that too.
Yeah, that's when it benefits. But they were shooting so quickly on guys that could work. Like watching the main event, I literally was getting dizzy. Like I felt like I was bouncing back and forth.
They were in portrait mode on some of them.
So following that, we had Miro who cut a promo again, calling Kit Sabian out, saying it's week 2, saying he needs vindication, doesn't care who you are. Says if you have a title, you have a problem. AEW can put him through all the hoops and diversions they like, but he's not being kept from the goal. His only question is what title to go after first. Now, me and Sil discussed this last week, Ben. Who do you think would be a good matchup for Miro? Should he go after Darby Allin? Should that be his first big feud? Heel versus baby?
This guy should be on top, bro. Like this guy.
He's heel right now with him versus Omega. So I'm saying, what's the next viable?
I get it. You got to have something for him up bigger, dude. Like we just who are the top guys? And what I saw at the end of this show, thinking that maybe Murder Hawk versus him is where the money is, but keeping them with the best friends and Vindication and video games and all this, dude. They're knuckling up right now on the border of.
It's like they're setting it up already, though, right? Because you have Miro beat the shit out of Darby so bad. Sting's got Lance Archer, and that sets up Lance Archer versus Miro.
Yeah, you can get that. We can get there from here, but I just see this guy. This guy wrestled Cena, bro. And now he's doing this. What a fucking joke. What a joke, man. Like we need a big hire, and we needed for someone to come in. It's a baby face to me, really. Christian versus Miro. That's
I was just going to say that Christian then helped him get back up there, away from the video arcade smashing and all that jazz.
That's where it is. Anybody lower than that level is just a fucking goof compared to what Miro's done already. And that's what WWE is also ruining in people's minds with how they punished his wife. And he did it himself with the Instagram stuff, with being happy husband and doing TikToks when he was supposed to be Drago from fucking Rocky IV. Like that's where social media really killed his career. And then they went down that path. But if you really want to get it and you love this business, then he knows he should be up here. If you're tied to Orange Cassidy and them, you're fucked, B.
I will say to AEW's credit, because we do give them flack for not doing packages and vignettes, they at least are trying to keep Miro relevant with the vignettes and keeping him in. Yep.
Yeah, dude, and he can cut the promo too. He's too impressive compared to other guys there.
You got a Miro in you? Can you do a good Miro?
No, I have to hear it right now before I'm too stoned.
We're putting them in. No, I don't know how to do.
You want me to pull it up? I can pull it up on YouTube.
Where there's smoke, there's wires. I mean,
while he pulls this up, I would do with Miro. I would have him beat Darby on pay-per-view. And the perfect person for him to beat to become the top guy. We get the title back on Jon Moxley. Miro goes into this match as TNT champion, and he beats Moxley in 5 minutes in dominant fashion.
Perfect. I wasn't even thinking Mox, but yeah, though Christian
Mox is the guy. Mox is the guy. There's the babyface.
Yep. That's where he should
badass baby versus
not
badass.
just asking.
Yeah.
My God. Here's some Rusev. Oh no, I'm fucking up here. I'm sorry.
Got Pornhub on
that was the
browser.
close camera crotch shot.
That was Lana talking.
BUE.
Lana talking. Here, let's see if I can find a Rusev.
No.
Аз съм силен. И моето име ще бъде запомнено си. Към български юнак.
Miro smash. That was all the fucking say.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you could.
I could play Zangief if you needed me to, but I did hear a cool thing about that. I think Cody retweeted it, and Miro wasn't putting it over. He was standing by the movie poster for Mortal Kombat, but I think with whatever connections he has with MK, and it might be my buddy Tyler Lansdowne, actually, he got a whole private screening for everyone at AEW to go watch the new Mortal Kombat movie. So cool guy, man. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on him. I want max value, and we're getting 10% with this guy.
Miro has to be the champ.
He needs to be the face. He needs
within the next 2 months. I'd put it on him.
He's Brock level believable.
Yes.
I won't say he's as good a worker yet as Brock, just because Brock's had 20 years in this shit, but it's the same amount of believability.
Yeah.
I keep Lana on the Roadcaster Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the kind of freaky stuff I keep on my Roadcaster. So following that, we got a promo.
Lana on his Roadcaster.
You want to laugh, Russo?
So Tony Schiavone's in the ring to interview the Inner Circle. Chris Jericho gets on the mic, talks about the violence and brutality of blood and guts, and promises a trail of blood and tears that goes to the front door of the Pineapple or the Pinnacle. I was mad that they cut the gimmick this week. If you're going to do it every week, you have to have Santana go to the ear and say and correct him. This week they had Sammy Guevara do it. It just wasn't as funny. You have to do it, Santana. Otherwise, the joke doesn't hit. But that being said, continued on, says that the trail started Mike Tyson and knocked out Cash Wheeler's teeth down his throat. Then Jake Hager, with the funniest promo of the night, has some straws, throws them, and says, you're going to be sucking up meat through a straw, and then just violently yells, "You suck!" That
was terrible. It was awful.
Made me laugh so hard, though. Santana calls FTR out for ducking him.
You think he forgot what he was going to say and just blurted it out after he threw the straw?
Anytime Jake Hager does small promos with championships or "you suck," it's just I believe it, because I just like it too. That's just something you see an intense guy would just yell out. So it's believable to me when he does it. Santana then calls out FTR for ducking him. Santana says until they had a crew, and of course, that's a bitch move, but says I don't blame you. Jericho then says, he does know how to sing show tunes, and that he wrote a song about his jerk-off friend Max and sings it for us. I'm not going to recite it because it wasn't really that good.
No, I think he forgot midway through the song and just changed it and started talking.
He did. He forgot midway through his promo or his song and then went directions.
420.
Yeah, 421 hangover.
I don't know if, Jenna, you can not answer if you don't want to, because you're on the rise and I don't want to do any heat or nothing on you. This isn't a situation of that, but I asked this with Sil earlier, and you live with them. You see somebody who has brain trauma, so your view of it's very important in this. It's a little more of a serious question. They did the rebuttal promo with the Pinnacle to rib Jericho because he was getting words wrong last week, mixed up, switched back and forth. And we see this with just our grandparents as people age or what have you. But has Jericho's bump card been punched too many times? Because even in this promo, he forgets the song. He does switch more words back and forth, and things get out of order. I mean, not that he's not with it, but he's also partied and been on the road. So pointed that out as well.
I don't know if it's that or if he's just partying and having fun and for not taking it serious to memorize everything. Because
I don't see him as that kind of performer, though. You know what I mean? A guy who writes down all his matches, takes it damn serious of what it is. I'm just worried if you look at it through this premise, do you see any cognitive disorder with Jericho and what's going on, and possibly switching and punching his bump card too many times, and that's what's causing this?
I will say, when I met him in person and talked with him backstage and just close face to face with him, looking in his eyes, no signs of anything.
Okay. I'm just hypothetical spitballing.
I've been close enough to I could pick up on something, maybe, Granted, it was only a 5-minute conversation, but I didn't.
Okay, well that makes me feel better. That's there's little things like that I worry about.
But who knows? I know he's had a lot of matches since I was there, so you never know. One bad one.
It's the partying. It's him not having to do scripted material, so he says whatever he wants. And I think he just is trying to figure out this character and fucked up a couple lines.
It's not rocket appliances, but it's just wrestling at the end of the day. No, and like I say, I don't want it to be that. I was just curious, and I thought you two have a unique perspective on that.
Yeah.
Jenna, do we have any chicken fingers in there? The good kind?
The what?
It's all right. Good.
The crumblies.
We've been doing Trailer Park.
I hate that show.
It's gotta go.
It's awful. He puts me through that show, man.
You laugh at it.
I laugh.
Who's your favorite one on the show?
Here, do you want? Should I do my Randy live for them? Go ahead. Sorry. I got up.
She does Randy me regularly. Tell him
I just Randied my drink all over.
Tell him who your favorite Trailer Park boy is.
What?
Who's your favorite?
Bubbles.
Oh yeah, Bubs is the fucking man.
I like Bubbles.
I'm a Ricky.
Works for me. Bubbles.
Good stuff.
All right, bye y'all. I gotta go.
Right.
Yeah. Later, Jen.
Thanks for
bye guys. Thanks for the support.
I'll keep kicking ass.
Guys.
Go to fight.tv now, turning into Triller, and sign up for a weekly NWA. You can see last week's match with Genocide and Camille Brickhouse.
$5. That's it. You get to watch a hell of a show, and at Genocide 000 on all your social medias.
Killing it.
So to finish out the promo, he mentions Jericho mentioning MJ washing the scarf with before us claimed that he washed his ass with the new scar Tully Blanchard gave MJF. Next week, they ripping us off by doing ripping Stevie Ray off by doing a face-to-face. The Inner Circle and the Pinnacle will have an old-fashioned parlay.
Do you think he's going to piss on his shoes next, Silvio, or no?
He probably would. And I bet you that Leahy doesn't do anything about it either.
I bet he don't do nothing.
Of course, he says he's not going to wait till next week to spill his battle plan. He's going to beat the living hell out of MJF at Blood and Guts, and then they all flip the bird, and then we go to break again. But what did you think of this promo, Mr. Silvio?
I thought Santana was dope.
Right? He was fire.
Let him talk more. I wanted to hear a little Ortiz, but I agree with you, Maddie. I love the stupid Jake Hager lines. Jericho's still a goat. Come on. He this week he fucked the song up. And he was trying to be old babyface mixed with the new guy.
I hope that's all it was, man. I hope that's what it was. I just get worried is all.
It's good of you to show concern sometimes. We always often brand you as, the heartless, infidel destroying.
Allegedly.
But really, he's got a heart of gold. And Russo blend coffee.
Plenty of it. Not as much as I should have from Santo Domingo, though. Yeah, man. This shows the guys from LAX. They can fucking do it. I watched them their whole run on Impact, their entire career there. The shit they were doing with Conan that was the knockoff of Training Day was so good.
An Impact,
like that. Nothing has even come close to that on AEW. Well, maybe Darby's Batman.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude. And it was fucking good. Like, it wasn't some bullshit. Like the way it was shot. And you know who shot most of that?
Long and JB.
JB and Paradise. This guy's fucking lifetime tag team partner from Totally Awesome right here, dude. So the artistry level of that compared to what I get now, it breaks my fucking heart because of that hip hop, that shit. That's what they love and they live, dude. Kingston could look incredible in that type of stuff, and setting them up, and he did. And during those LAX promos were phenomenal. Why aren't we doing that level of work? And why people are going crazy today? Did you see them last time? Going, yeah, that's nothing compared to what the fuck they can do. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Fucking show these motherfuckers, dude. Like that they were killing it at Impact. That's what I want to see them get back to. I don't care about the Inner Circle, and Hager pops the shit out of me too. But he's not intense like that at all in real life. He's kind of like a big Bart Simpson. He's very he's chill and fucking don't have a cowman kind of dude. But when he does that, that's why it pops me even more because I know how he is. But yeah, man. Go ahead.
I want to bring up a topic, just off topic a little bit. But since you were talking about, why isn't Kingston, stay with Santana, Ortiz, LAX? That just got me thinking just about wrestling in general and where we are currently within, with the political climate and within society. It's interesting to note that no wrestling company right now has really tried to assemble some sort of Yakuza faction to bring some sort of Asian representation to their product and put them in like a badass mob type light. And I think AEW, since they have this forbidden door, you would think this would be the perfect time with what's going on in America and everyone hating the media portraying that, Asians are being killed more now. That's something that somebody should be capitalizing on, right? I mean,
then we're back to gang wars of like, what do we know about Japan? Oh, they like technology and they got the Yakuza and it would be a dope crew if you had a sumo, you had a fucking strong style guy, you had a fucking little manager dude, or a hot chick with him. That one chick who's super sexy in Japan, who comes down in the Playboy bunny suit. Jesus Christ, she can get over, couldn't she?
I'm just trying to get jobs here. Sonny Ono could be the manager of that, and Stevie Ray could come in and do the face-to-face.
There you go. Why not? Money here, guys. Well, I pitched this because NXT's got all these great Japanese talents too, but they're never getting over. Like they just got Kushida the belt on him or whatever. He was doing some dumbass fucking Back to the Future thing he's been doing forever, and it wasn't working. So now this might They got this new girl, Sare, Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka, and all of them come over with these huge builds, but because of their language barrier, they can't get over. WWE needs to make another, I can't believe I'm saying this, another brand product specifically to compete with New Japan and siphon off their top talent and bring them over here in order to do that. Then when you get them to that level, you can insert luchas against them, a white, strong style American guy, but they need to have their own thing domestically. It's very hard to get them over in a company without making it look as stupid as they're doing with Penta and the other guy. Sonny could get it over, but now we're doing WCW throwbacks, and that's not elite, bro. That's
I think the argument though there is, and I'm going to speak for Jargo here because I've kind of had this conversation with him too. Jargo points out that WWE's been trying to break into the Japanese market for decades, but
buy it. You got $1 billion fucking dollars, buy it.
But the thing about it is, they're not willing to sell it either. So like, it's a very honor thing. This is our thing. We're not going to let it kind of go. And we're, they're more or less, Japan almost looks at WWE as kind of like second rate, right? We're the real wrestling. So there's that. And then you've also got the fact they brought over New Japan into America. So if it was going to take off, what's the difference between New Japan America and WWE Japan America?
I love that argument from Jargo because I know he loves it. Bullshit. Money is what it's about. You're dealing with the mafia. It's not, they don't give a fuck about, we can't, we have to.
But they've got their own mafia.
And we have to, that's who
runs it. They've already got their money. They've already got their mafia. Why are they going to let outside foreign interests come in and fuck their shit up?
Because they want a big payday and they can do it all over again. Why not sell it and fucking start all over? What's it going to cost you to do a new one?
I mean, I'm not arguing with it. I'm just seeing this as the Japanese mindset.
I think that my point is, I think that's bullshit. I think that's all the work up front for the people who want to respect Japan and traditionalists, and that mafia is mafia. Money is money, and fucking deals are deals. These are the same guys who've been working the fucking sumo thing. Sumo's a complete work, but no one will talk about it because it's very disrespectful. No, because not because it's very disrespectful, it's because you'll get your fucking hands chopped off. That's when it comes down to it. Like all the rest of that shit is some Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai Americanized fucking bullshit of how we look at things. When it comes to mob money, if they really wanted it, they could just buy it, bro.
I know, but I mean, you're going from controlling your market to now taking it. If if WWE comes in or whatever, it makes a job. Now it's worldwide, right? So now you're dealing with international politics, censorship. There's a lot more that goes into. I think that the Japanese are just happy with what they've got right now, to be honest.
I think if they could walk away with $500,000, they'd be a lot, or $500 million, they'd be a lot happier. And if they were worried about WWE coming into my territory, I go, oh no, there's a warning from Fukushima. They're not coming, bro. They'll shut down.
All they got to do is start NXT Japan. But no, there's a lot of meat on that question. Maddie, I would say
right. So that's I think that's Jargo's argument is no one is going to give no one in Japan will give WWE the TV rights for it.
They would. I guarantee they would for WWE. But no, as far as like this Yakuza-like group, I don't think it would be appropriate for the times. I don't think it would go over well, especially with the anti-Asian hate crimes that you're seeing reported on the news. These Yakuzas are going to be heels. So eventually the baby faces are going to have to kick their ass. Once they kick their ass, I could just see it now. People saying, oh, look, they're having the group of the Asian people get beat up. I just don't think culturally right now, like in the 90s when they had Los Boricuas, that would have worked. They'd have to take it in a different direction now.
I think that's exactly where we should go with it.
That's what I'm saying. Push the envelope. Yeah.
Dude, this is what we live. My whole is the fucking payoff for 9/11 PTSD, right? So why would I stop just because my shit's not hot in the news? Give it another week with Israel and Syria and see if I don't have a fucking mustache looking like Assad, right? So like this is what wrestling is for. It's for LAX to get clicked up and act like MS-13 and to fucking address the border fucking bullshit and go against dumb white people. And it is about blacks versus Asians right now. And to stay tone deaf to it and act like everything's fine, y'all, instead of fucking having some Asian dudes show up, beat the fuck out of Sonny Kiss, and then fucking, you know, what's going on and da-da-da, and you get guys from even different crews, and it becomes a black and Asian thing, and we can fight it out. Then that's how people get their fucking, they don't take their cues from that and go, I got to go fight them more. That's how they release that fucking tension. When Hamin goes under 1, 2, 3 in its USA chant, they get out the fuck you bin Laden that they need to. Both sides can win and go back and forth, where they can have Asians who are tired of worried about possible black attacks for no reason when they go over on them. And then you can also get the others who like, I'm tired of being watched in the bodegas and whatnot, and I'm going to say fuck you and get my shit back over and get my little fucking PTSD from racism out. That's what wrestling really should be providing, not going away from, we can't play these we are stereotypes, way turn the fuck up. But because people are scared of cancel culture, they're going to do shitty creative. Fuck that, B.
There's a middle ground there, and you can. I don't believe in getting scared for cancel culture, unless somebody does something horrible. But
was JBL Goose stepping too far?
He's not canceled. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but now yes. Then no. Today yes, that would have been considered. What you have to factor in is what is making people uncomfortable and what the consumers want. There's a line to be in tune with society and still get the message that you want across. But you have to understand how to walk that line. And yes, expression and the way we talk has changed and probably will continue to change. But being mindful of society will allow us a way to get this out in a way that isn't going to be offensive to too many people. Otherwise, no one's buying our shit.
I disagree with that fully. People love to be offended. They want to be offended. Heels need to offend to a sickening beyond the fucking, you need to go look at the line and not just step over it, jump over it to a shock value, because that's heat on your heel. And then when that 1, 2, 3 happens, they fucking love it that much more, even to the point afterwards that they even still want to get their shit in on me because I go too far. 4 days after the Parkland shooting, after my match, and the little kids are lined up on the fucking thing, and I go like that, and they don't fuck, and the parents are like, oh, the kids don't have a clue. But when I go under that,
you understand you would have got fired had you done that on a WWE or a AEW.
Of course, but I'm not fucking up there doing that, dude.
But if you had millions, you wouldn't be doing that. You'd be trying to find that line. If you were signed to a $1 million a year deal, you would find the fucking line that I'm telling you about. You're a natural habitual line.
Finding a line. They're just going. They're like, nope, we're not doing any of this, and that's why we're gonna get DX scrubbed from the cock. We're going to get fucking Piper scrubbed from the cock. Muhammad Hassan scrubbed from the cock. Fucking Los fucking Super Crazy and all them, right? Coming out on tractors. Dude, because no one says this is just wrestling, we can fucking take it. It's all a crew of babies who now have the power to eliminate the fucking past. And if you don't keep doing what should be done and representing, with LAX doing an MS-13 knockoff, a Training Day, which is a movie where people come together to be like, yeah, I like that. That's our common ground in the art. And if you don't push those boundaries, we're going to fucking lose out as artists, as performance artists, and what we can do in our voices.
We share a culture with Mexico. That's what makes the LAX stuff different. There's so many Mexican Americans. We share a border. It's relatable to the Americans.
No way.
For sure it is.
Go goose step in Germany and not have to go, holy shit, remember when your whole society was taken over and you wiped out 10 million people? Oh, you feel bad about it because I fucking did a goose step to reference history? Boo-hoo. Who gives a fuck? Send Brock out, hit him with an F5 and fucking win. Oh my God, the German Ubermensch fucking Nazi experiment, 3 generations removed, comes out and kills the fucking redneck American. I'm sure Germans won't love that. Instead, they bitch about it.
Did you say send Barack or Brock?
Brock.
Like you said, send Barack.
Send Brock.
Yeah. Barack would get a bigger pop.
Brock would no. I think Brock Lesnar, Thunder Kids would get the pop there, dude. The guy's a fucking Nazi experiment come to life.
Settle down one moment. I'm going to give you a quick F5.
Well, to get back into it here, I think they all hopefully in the future, Ben, you'll have bring a fuse with you, put it in your jacket, and you can just light it right before the match.
Turn up the heat. That's just 2 turn-ups in heat. Is all that is.
So back from commercial, back in AEW, QT Marshall and his boys get an inset promo. Anthony Ogogo says that I'm only in this dump of a country for big money, and I'm going to teach Billy Gunn how being loyal to the Rhodes family is worth. I pointed out last week that Kurt Angle, the gold medalist, Anthony Ogogo, boxer, of course, bronze medalist. So they bring him in now, and looks like he's going to be a part of this crew going forward. Ben, you haven't really got to comment on Anthony Ogogo last week. What did you think?
I thought that one punch thing was a little. Here's what I thought was stupid from that show, where I was like, God damn, we could have got him over big time. You're trying to get that guy over as a boxer. You got Mike Tyson on your show, and then you open with a get your shit in fest with Bucks and all them, right? And then this guy does a one punch knockout. The people are like, that's not like you just saw guys go all the way. So we needed just a regular wrestling match to set shit up. Then we needed Anthony Ogogo to fucking do a one and done on somebody, or Tyson. You answer me this, Sil. Should Tyson do a one and done on somebody? Then Anthony Ogogo does it later. Then the scene is, kid, you got a pretty nice punch. And fucking, Tyson puts that kid over. He's made as a knockout artist. But because we did all the get your shit in, we missed all that moment. And that's where the shine really should have happened, because you could have made a Mike Tyson just off of that alone and how they booked it. They completely missed that whole story. And the thing was MJF and Mike Tyson, which wasn't going to pay off in any real way. So you got a guy doing the knockout bit with the world's greatest knockout artist, and we're not going to shine him. Okay. All right. All elite, everybody. Number 1 booker of the year, A+ 2020 rating.
I agree. I just don't think Ogogo should have done just the gut shot. I've said it for the last couple of weeks. He needed a gut shot, wait for him, then go upstairs.
Right?
You see too much in AEW for a gut shot, even from a pro boxer, to be that devastating. Go ahead.
Well, I just learned that for the next rendition of Master Shoot Theater AEW, I better get Mike Tyson on the show frequently.
He's on there. You like Mike Tyson?
That was fantastic.
I've been doing Tyson for a little while, yeah.
So up next, we had Billy Gunn taking on QT Marshall. Okay, I have a gripe right away, guys. And I'm going to use AEW statistics here to back up my argument, okay? So Billy Gunn comes out, and on the little banner, it says Billy Gunn, undefeated in the last 19 matches, and it says his 2021 AEW record was either 9-0 or 10-0. So answer me this. If he's 9-0 or 10-0, and he's got 2 more wins than a Hangman Page, why is it Billy Gunn the number 1 contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship?
That Billy Gunn would be a good guy for Miro to take out.
Billy Gunn versus Omega would be good. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. No, I don't understand how Billy Gunn is a number 1 contender at all.
Not the number 1 contender. Yeah, I mean, he's 9-0. I'm just saying if he's the most undefeated guy, why? And they're putting it over there in the entrance. Why isn't he even in the rankings? He's not even listed. He's not even in the top 5. The number 5 guy's pack at 4-0. Billy Gunn's got twice the record. That going on here. I don't understand the statistics. Anyway, QT Marshall versus Billy Gunn. This was a quick match. This was 2 guys who know how to wrestle. Billy Gunn, who's been doing this for 2-3 decades, and QT Marshall is a fantastic trainer. They put that over. Billy Gunn throws fantastic punches. It's amazing watching him punch. I love watching Billy Gunn punch.
Oh, yeah. Phenomenal. But the stuff on the outside with the kids was
stupid. Yeah, basically there was a schmoz at the end where you had, I forget who the other guys, it had Aaron Solo and Nick Camarato.
So I got to say this. This is what I didn't like about this, because I think just because I'm a huge fan of I Got a Brewski, this guy Camarato's got money written all over him.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of everybody in this segment, that's the guy you can't take your eyes off of, and he's fucking there. But they're not doing things right. He's a heel. He's in a heel faction. What's he come out dressed in?
All white.
All fucking white. Okay. Then he goes and fights the good-looking blonde-haired guys who are sticking up for their dad, who are the baby faces. What are they wearing?
All white.
Oh, no. All black.
Oh, they were all black. You're right. Okay, yeah.
Stupid as fuck. We're all dumb. We're all rotten right here. Why is nobody pointing this out? Why are you dressed one week in jeans just to show how jacked you are? Now you're dressed like, I don't know, Prince in shining armor, and you're on the heel team. I get it. You got new gear. Wrong gear, bud. That's not what we're doing right now. You can save that for when you're a babyface because you're a big, jacked, good-looking, impressive son of a bitch. Put it on the shelf. Instead, got to get it in. Got to wear it. Confuses the story. Doesn't make me. I'm looking at this guy. If I was to tune in and nobody knows shit about him, and you see a guy dressed all in white, what are you going to think? Good guy or bad guy?
Good guy.
Absolutely. He's jacked, good looking, and he's wearing white. But the story we're telling is the opposite of that. So A+ rating, Booker of the Year. We're killing it out here. We're killing it.
Silvio, thoughts on the match?
It was old school, and I liked it. It was a simple match. Billy Gunn is still so fucking smooth and can go. I remember being on an indie show a couple of years ago and making it a point to sit in the crowd to watch Billy's magic out there, and he's still so fucking good at his age. Just kudos to him. QT did a good job. I'm with Hamin. I didn't like the involvement of his sons when they try to beat up the heels and they fucked off backstage. But the main part of this was they did the big Bubba Rogers angle at the end, where Dustin Rhodes had run in after everybody came out, and he smashed a wooden chair over Nick Camarado's head, and Nick didn't sell it. That was the Bubba Rogers spot from Jim Crockett. Bubba gets hit by Dusty Rhodes with the chair. It's hanging around his neck. Bubba removes his hat, puts it back on, and Dusty is scared shitless. Now, the problem, the match started with Billy Gunn rushing the entranceway, and Billy Gunn pops Solo and the big guy, and the big guy has to sell it. Billy Gunn goes with QT into the ring. Then during the match, the two Gunn kids are fighting with Big Camarado, who has to sell. He doesn't sell on the ground or anything, but he clearly shows that he's reacting to the punches he's taking. Then the end of the segment, we hit him with the chair and show that he's indestructible. You don't touch the guy at all. If that's what you're doing, you don't touch him. Dusty didn't do his flip-flop and fly on Bubba, and Bubba sold it, then grabbed the chair and no-sold it. Like, you got to leave that moment.
Punches and then no-sell the chair, right?
You got to leave that. I know exactly what they were trying to do. They're Crockett Marks as much as I am, and I like that.
Yeah,
but,
I like the
second. Watch how they did it and why.
I liked how Goldust has got the new face paint kind of stuff. They're like a different version of whatever that one comic book is. The fuck with the black, Venom thing. I like that.
QT looked good in this too. I don't.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm not. Again, we're stepping on too much business, and then we're even confusing where the spotlight should be on the heels by dressing them in white and doing this kind of shit. So there's just things that need to be punched up and touched up in these segments. There was one other thing in there, but I lost what it was in my mind. Who's next?
It is 420, like the fuse.
Post-match, Anthony Ogogo slides a wooden chair into the ring. QT holds it up, but Dustin Rhodes makes a save with a bull rope and ham. Punches. There's a reverse.
Yeah, we got this. What's next seg?
Well, I'm just wanted to put over the fact that Nick Camarado took a chair shot to the head. It was pretty cool. And just shrugged it off. Anyway, go to commercial break. We go to the tour bus.
Nothing.
Don Callis puts them over as an incredible assortment of talent. Matt Jackson puts them over as the spark for the AEW Revolution. Nick pointing out that it's not all Moxley Kingston wrestling, and then tells them to come find them. Then they do hear honking outside, and they get frustrated about it. Doc looks out the window.
Fucking stop.
It's Moxley and Kingston in a big truck, and they ram the Elite's trailer. Then they get out of the car, they run to the trailer, and apparently within the matter of seconds, the Elite and everybody has vanished from the trailer. And they apparently ran to talk some trash through the pipe through the window. I was a little disappointed, but the fact that they didn't even show the Elite running off, like, it just didn't make sense from a storyline stand. Just as a visual, as a viewer, Like it just happened. Show me at least them running away, like scared or something. I don't know.
Well, the spot is show them in the trailer talking, outside shot, hit the fucking thing where there's nobody in it, get out, throw the pipe through the window, the door doesn't open or whatever. They smash the windows, take off in their truck again. Then while that's going on, you go back over the truck side. They can go back in and then open the door and everyone can be stumbled out and fucked up and sell it afterwards, but they weren't coming out while they were smashing windows. So they just missed the most important part of it, which is getting to see them come out fucked up. Not surprise. Where did they go? Did they all bail out because they knew a truck was coming? No, they should have been in there and taken the fucking hit. Now everybody's fucked up in a hit and run homicide attempt pretty much.
What'd you think of this, Silvio?
I would have had a camera as soon as the truck hit them. I would have had a camera immediately inside that shows their reaction to the shot and then shows them scrambling out in the opposite direction, because Moxley and Kingston took their time. They didn't run over there. They gave ample amount of time for a camera to catch the heels saying, these motherfuckers are crazy. They just ran a truck into us. They go fucking left, and around the right side, here comes brothers. I liked what they did when they hit the windows and Moxley, saying the Jackson boys. Eddie and John were great in this scene together. The Elite was good in their scene. The only hiccup was just the mysterious disappearance.
Right. You could have even gotten in a WWE dig as they're running away. What's up with people up north wanting to, run into trailers, just smash their cars into trailers or something? You know what I mean?
It was like the Shaq thing. Remember when they were like, we're going to go to the ambulance with Shaq, and Shaq wasn't there.
Yes.
Never to be seen again.
Scooped out.
It's like Scooby-Doo around there.
Dude, Scooby-Doo is there with Jesus in the fucking ring at the end of the show, getting over with Aubrey.
Still not over that match.
Oh, wow. Dude, what are you going to do? Aubrey's great.
Following this, we had Christian Cage taking on Powerhouse Will Hobbs.
Yeah.
This was a good technical match. Powerhouse Hobbs got to show his power in this matches as it moved on. But ultimately, Christian Cage does pick up the victory here. Something I did want to know, I wanted to put Excalibur over for something he mentioned on the broadcast. The fact that Butch Reed, rest in peace, was a big fan of Will Hobbs. In fact, we might have talked about this on the show, but after Reed's death, the Reed family actually contacted Hobbs, told them that when Butch saw Hobbs wrestle, that he went nuts, told his family that Hobbs was the new Hacksaw. And they told Hobbs how much Bruce admired him and wanted him to tell him personally, but of course he was too sick at the time to tell him. So yeah, I thought that was a cool that was a real piece of information. And Excalibur mentioned that.
And he's not going by Hacksaw Hobbs. I would throw that into his gimmick immediately. Butch Reed passed the torch to him. I'd tell that story on TV. Fucking Hacksaw Hobbs.
Yeah, Excalibur just kind of mentioned it briefly. And at first I was like, did he really say that? And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, he did say that. Okay, cool. But yeah, this was a good match. Christian Cage gets the victory, by beating up Powerhouse Hobbs with the whatever he wants to call his finisher. Kill switch. Whatever. What'd you think of the match, Silvio?
I thought it was good. It was simple. Christian sold his ass off and sold well. What I like about Christian is how he works hard to get into the finish and have it countered and shows the struggle. Guys today miss that mark a lot because they'll move too fast and it'll be too easy for the guy to escape their move. So I like how Christian always shows a struggle to hit his kill switch or unprettier. It was good. Good showing for Hobbs. Good showing for Christian.
Prettier. I forgot that was the other one. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I like this match too. I think there's a lot of good potential in Hobbs. He's got that Big E aura about him where you can't take your eyes off him. Like, damn, this guy's a fucking truck. And Christian, I like that about him too, that he does work hard to get into the finishes and everything's a struggle. So it's only going to help Hobbs get better, getting the opportunity to work with guys like Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move on then here, where we're wrapping up the end of the show here. Commentary did hype up the next week's show with some different matches. We also got a Jade Cargill reel where she's talking about people want to recruit her, but she says she doesn't need a manager. But then anybody who wants to be her manager, she's just going to have to pay. So apparently, Money Matt's going to probably go after with all his money. That makes the most sense. I don't know. But then we go to the main event. Darby Allin, accompanied to the ring by Sting, versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry, accompanied to the ring by Luchasaurus. for the TNT Championship. I'll be interested to see what the results and ratings are this week. If both having the AEW Championship in the main event back-to-back weeks holds on to the ratings there in the demos. But Darby Allin is going to win this match. I think we kind of knew that going in, but Jungle Boy looked good in the match, and I like the fact that they put over that the fans chose this match. I guess it was left up to the fans on Twitter. Darby Allin asked the fans who he wanted to give the next opportunity to, and the fans voted for Jungle Boy. So AEW took that into consideration, and they put that here in the main event. So Darby Allin, though, wins by pinfall with his last supper to retain the TNT Championship. After the match, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page hit the ring to beat both guys down. Page hits Eco's edge on Darby. This guy picks up a leg and grabs a heel hook, but Lance Archer hits the ring, tries to take them out, only to get low blowed and beat down. Sting gets back. He's got the bat, and then he and Archer run the heels off, and that's how the show ends. But you want to unpack that there, Silvio, a little bit here to wrap up the show?
Match was really good. I really like both of those guys. They are the future of AEW. The one critique I'll give them on their match, and boys, I hope you take it to heart. Take those moments in between your spots to emote and get the crowd in. Darby is excellent at this, but we didn't see it as much from him last night, and that's something that Jungle needs to work on too as a smaller babyface. He's got to get those camera shots of him changing his facial expression, pulling himself up, showing rage, showing sadness, all different emotions. That's the one thing that was missing from this match was just emotion. They did a lot of great wrestling and cool shit to each other, and I liked it. But as you know, one pro to another, give them more of your heart and soul, and you guys will really fucking knock it out of the ballpark. Great job, but it could be even better next time. But now for the finish, I don't understand why any of these people were interacting together, except for Archer and Sting, who had previous interactions. But I also was under the impression Archer was a heel again who ran in to save the baby faces. So again, why I'm not going to get hot about it. It's 420. Why we're still flipping people and we got all these people we don't know if they're babyface or heel. I don't know, but good job to the boys in the ring.
Yeah, this isn't a main event though, right? Like this isn't gonna be like stick around for Jungle Boy and Darby Allin in the main event. You're like, what? This is a great end of their first hour match. Like here, but this is in the wrong spot. So that's dangerous booking your TV like that. Now, let me go and ask, because this is where I was like, maybe I don't know something before I say something. Did anything happen last week to set this up with Jurassic Express getting this match where there was heat with Darby and
it was on Twitter. It was the Twitter thing. They asked the fans who basically went on Twitter and was like, who should challenge me next? And then the fans voted for Jungle Boy. Okay.
Well, then why the fuck is Luchasaurus healing on Sting? Why are the biggest babyface comedy act out of nowhere would Luchasaurus heel on Sting at the end, bro? Only
why were they out there?
To be, I don't know, in his corner, what have you.
Well, that's the point. Why if it was a face on face, right? Why was both face managers?
Yeah, there's no reason for them to be there. They could have both left.
Yeah. So why would he even go and do that? Like that made the least amount of sense of anything. I'm going, what the fuck is Luchasaurus healing on Sting and turning heel for? Did I miss something? And then out comes the big heel who was pretty much telling Sting to fuck off and interrupting his promos for 4 weeks, and now he's gonna run off fucking Jurassic Express. The baby faces are running off and chicken shitting because the heel is now standing with the other babies with the A+ rating, Booker of the Year.
I would have trouble doing the play-by-play, breaking down what just happened. Like if somebody asked me, hey, what was the main event of Dynamite? I would have a lot of trouble verbalizing what actually happened.
It was an asinine finish. I was like, what in the flying fuck is going on here, bro?
And they went off the air on Page and Scorpio Sky. Did you notice that?
Yeah. So, and we haven't even started to tie Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky together. They might do
one
a little
promo on TV, one package on TV.
Like, what the fuck, bro? Like this shit is written on toilet paper. of how it is. And you got to hand it to these guys who've worked their ass off to be top guys. These storylines make zero sense. There's no babyface like archetype that would ever heal out like that, especially if that's your kid's guy, Jungle Boy, and fucking Luke Perry's dude. Like, none of that made sense whatsoever. It's amateur hour and guys just collecting a check instead of pulling this guy aside by the collar and going, no. This is not what my guy would do. This is not how business is done. I see what you want to do. Let me help you rewrite it, and let me teach you and show you how this is how we create storylines in wrestling, because this clown has no idea what's going on, bro.
Jared Cantatori in the chat posted, what? And Sting came out to the ring initially without his bat. Yeah, not only did he come out his bat, he didn't have his coat on when he came out with Darby.
And then when he came back out to run him off, Sting ain't running for nobody. Sting's like, yeah, I'll get there. He fucking walks out, gets in the ring, and then just points a bat, dude. So you could have got in mad shots before old Stinger fucking even got to the ring. It was as 95 WCW make me gag on my own shit as it could possibly be. And do you remember what happened to WCW? How well they did by the end of their run? I think it worked out badly. So keep going down that same road and doing the same thing with the same guys 20 years later and thinking that's going to be the fucking way to go. We got to call a big timeout and say, vote of no confidence. Let's get some real bookers in here, please. Please.
I can't say I fully agree with your sentiments on their booking and their booking team, but I do relate to a lot of the points you make. We just need that consistency. We had it in the first 6 months of the company. That needs to come back. Otherwise, it's going to get confusing. If it's confusing for guys like Hamin and I that have been watching wrestling 30 plus years, just think about the viewers, or when you have that 16-year-old kid for the first time tuning in, they gotta be able to understand who's who and why they're doing what. Otherwise, the shit's going to get really, really fucking hard.
Mm-hmm. Man, it was a really hard one today. I don't know if they'll hold 1.2 million. We'll see.
We'll see.
Because anything below that is going to be considered, here we go, downward the slope. So, it
was a good show, though, I thought, overall.
Not the way they stepped on every segment. So not just on paper alone. That's not a good show.
I think I'm gauging it more off match quality and promos.
That I can say, yeah, but then they undercut it because of, we can't look at a segment without having everything that they're going to put into it. The matches were good and what they want to, but after Ricky Starks goes under to fucking Hangman, it's not time for Blade or fucking, it's not time for Dark Order. It's not like, no, we need to know what's going on here. So just based on formatting alone, they've killed another show. And not stopping this extra business stuff.
Around here, it's always time for Hook.
It's always time for Blade, Hook, whatever. We're going to get the Hook. It's time to take it home. We're way over time here, but I told us so. We could get through it all. Special 420 extended episode. Maddie, take us home. Run it down.
That's right, guys. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. I also host a podcast called Suck My Balls, a South Park review. You can catch that newest podcast, the banned episode. You can't even watch this episode anywhere unless you got the DVD, Super Best Friends, because the depiction of Muhammad, even though Muhammad's a badass and he does pyrokinesis and he can shoot fire out of his hands. So anyway, check that out. Also, it's an expose on Scientology for Blaintology. They kind of parody that in the episode. It's kind of funny. So check that out. If you are on the Facebook groups, I got to pass the Facebook censors. The review is up video format on Facebook only. So go check out a Hamin Media Group or South Park Suck My Balls Pod, or Suck My Balls on Facebook, and you'll find that as well. So check out patreon.com/StevieRayTV. And check out a brand new face-to-face coming on YouTube, Stevie Ray TV. Also check out patreon.com/Hamin Media Group, all the greatest and latest content, such as the brand new episode of the Wednesday Locker Room, which is up right now, and tomorrow live on our YouTube, Colin Whitesong, and having the Mr. Vet himself for the Impact Attack, as well as the Next Level Review podcast is up there right now. Friday Locker Room is up on Ben Hamin's YouTube. You can go check it out. And you can also check out our sponsors, ZorosOliveOil.com, StevieRichardsFitness.com, Russo Bros Coffee at thebrosters.com, as well as ProWrestlingTees.com. Use the code EarthDay2021, and you can light the fuse and look good as well. Mr. Silvio, as you're sporting that Bulletproof Troop shirt we didn't put over the next week, the Seidel brothers are getting a shot at the titles. Are you going to be there?
I might be, I might not be, but you know where I will be. I'll be here every single Thursday on the best AEW podcast in America, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a big place. If you want to find me on social media, don't bother, don't waste your time. However, if you want pro wrestling training and the finest pro wrestling training available anywhere in the continental or complete United States, including Puerto Rico, you can come down to Florida, Psy Dojo, and you can message me on Facebook, Chris Silvio. You can DM me about training, and I got your back, Jack. We out of here.
Yeah,
good times all the way around with my guys here on our extended 420 show. You got mad at something I said, don't worry, it's all water under the fridge. It's gonna be it's me, it's Hacker Hamin, it's Zesty Morton, and dressed all over MSG. We're gonna take it home, you guys. It's another episode of AEW Light the Fuse. Yeah.